Clickbait Podcast, episodes of welcome to the Flip Side, episode 17. I'm here with my good friends Jimmy and Ken, also known as the Reseller Clickbait Podcast.
Yes.
In my rank, it's a top 2 reseller podcast that is happening right now. So that's
out of
why,
how many? Out of how many? How many?
there's a lot
Out
of
of them
reseller
all?
podcasts.
All of them?
Out of all of them, this
Oh,
is
hey.
why do you think I invited you guys before anybody else from the reseller world? No,
There you go. So
That
I'm
was
going to
a
take
real-
it that the flip side is number one.
well, obviously,
And then-
in my unbiased opinion, Flipside has to be one. But
Yeah,
Clickbait
we
Podcast
figured
it's not that far behind. No, like it's, you
we
guys are
figured
right
we'd
there.
get on a show that actually would get some views. You know, a podcast that would get some listens and some views. So let's come on the
There we
flip
go.
side.
Yeah.
And
Well, that just built some confidence in our friendship. I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't think Paul likes me, but he just said I'm his good friend. So
the good friend part was towards Ken, but
Towards
yeah,
Ken, all right.
you can you can be part of it too. I
I
guess,
can
Jimmy.
pretend like you were talking about me. All right.
Yeah, just
Hey,
there's a trickle down effect, you know.
Yeah.
So some of the good friendship that's left after Ken could be yours. If that
as
helps
Ken
you
would say, simmer down with that, Jimmy. Simmer down.
out. So how are you guys doing? Today was Saturday. Let's we don't do really
Yes.
much reselling talk here, but did you guys do any yard sales? I saw you guys were together today.
no,
or is that yesterday?
I didn't do any reselling today. I was working in my garage, but Jimmy,
I hit some yard sales. Yeah.
he had some yard sales in my town.
Right. I was
And then
Oh.
he hits me up, hey, you out at sales, but it's already like 11:30
Oh, it was already
after
done.
he's hit them all. You know, I invite him out to a big school at a high school the other day with Aaron Rebel Junk. We kind of had
Oh,
I'm like, hey,
was that yesterday? Yeah, is that what you guys?
that
met
was
right on?
Thursday
Oh,
evening.
Thursday. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was like a sneak peek night at this big sale, and I'm like, oh, Jimmy, you want to go? You know, this is cool. You should go. And then, you know, he comes thrifting in my town, nary a peep out of him beforehand.
My bad. I didn't even think
Well,
to invite you, but it was raining
Ken,
and stuff.
See,
why
that's what
did
I'm
you
saying.
think I said good friend to you first and not to him? So this is just proving it right here.
I'm greedy. When it comes to picking, I'm greedy. That's what it is. I don't want anybody stealing what I'm gonna pick. So if Ken's there,
That's what it is. You like tackle him when he reaches for the action figures before you. You're like,
He
how dare
locks
you?
the car before I can get out. You know, the door gives him that couple extra seconds.
you know, if I
It's a
would have
smart
put any
move.
thought into that, I could have brought Ken along. As long as I don't bring Jill, because Jill's the one that does all the good picking. If I would have brought Ken along, it would have been fine.
yeah.
This is just gonna be who can make the most shots fired in this episode. Who can hit somebody with the most low blows? So I guess tell people first of all. I guess this is the first time I have. No, it's not true because I had the hustle couple on. There's 2 people there, but they're married. You guys are not married yet,
No,
right?
we are not married.
Not yet. Just
Not
a
yet.
budding bromance.
Explain to people how you guys, I guess, get to know each other. How did this happen? How are you guys friends? How'd you convince Jimmy to move to your neighborhood, Ken? How did all that work?
Well, first again, friends is a little too strong, I
Yeah,
think,
for
of a word. But
Poor Jimmy, man. He's like, man, I thought I had 2
No.
good friends. I don't know.
I know, right? I don't have any
from
friends.
my end, meeting Jimmy, it was just basically originally through YouTube, just watching different, you know, content creators and just kind of took a shine to Jimmy.
you watched the score?
Oh, I love the score.
So probably the
was a
only
great-
person that watched the score. So that's probably how Jimmy knew you.
It was just me and Dan the Answer Man were the only 2 in.
Only 2
chat
people
most nights.
commenting the whole time. It's like Jimmy's like, who's this SSK promo guy? He's only the only one here the whole time.
I like it. Keep firing the shots, guys. Keep firing those shots at me. We're friends because I'm a superstar YouTuber and Ken was my biggest fan. How about that?
I
I'm gonna go there.
When Jimmy used to come on and he was, you know, I'm back from the basement and he used to do his what solds and it just the types of items that he sold, his whole business model just kind of clicked with me. That was the way that you know, he looks for the same type of stuff that I do. He kind of sells the same way that I do. And a couple years ago at the reseller rally, I knew that Jimmy was going to
I
be
believe
going
that's
there.
already been a couple of years. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
That's it. Feels like it was just yesterday, but yeah, it's been 2 years already. That's crazy. That's insanity.
And
Yeah.
so I knew, everybody kind of had somebody that they wanted to meet going to the rally. I knew Jimmy was going to be there. It's cool. I want to meet Jimmy, old school Flips. And he was like the very first person that I met. He was standing at the front door waiting for me when I got there.
Highly disappointing.
It's good to have low expectations, Ken.
Yeah,
It's good. It's like all people I want to meet Jimmy's number one, so it's good. It's good to go in there with.
Yeah, it was, and yeah, I just, we just kind of clicked there. We hung out that whole weekend and just kind of kept in contact through YouTube comments and stuff like that. And then, his situation come up to move, and well, they had come to visit last year during the Route 40, the Lincoln Highway.
I forgot
sales.
that was after 127, right, Jimmy?
Yes.
When you did the whole like across America tour.
Well, part of the step too was part of our friendship growth was we can credit Trash to Cash a little bit if we can talk about that other podcast.
Not allowed. No,
All
they
right.
haven't paid me yet
There's
for
this
that.
other podcast that I was watching, and me watching that, I was like, that's what I really want. I didn't really like lives. That's why I stopped doing lives. And I didn't like the what sold. Ken was like, that's my favorite kind of content. I'm scrapping it then. I got rid of the what sold. No, and so
Smart move.
I want to do a podcast. I want to do a pre-recorded, something where I'm not live. I love the chat, but at the same time, the chat totally takes you into topics that you weren't prepared for and stuff. So I really wanted to do a podcast, and I was like, who do I want to ask to do a podcast with me? And the first person I thought it was Ken, so I just messaged him. Hey,
he was really number one for you.
Yeah,
I thought you asked like 18 people, then they all said no, and then he's like, all right.
We want him to think he's number one. I was actually declined 17 times before.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, should I show Ken the text
he's
that
the
you
only
sent me?
Sucker in the
Because Jimmy texted me that quote. Hey, Paul, can you please do the podcast with me? If you can't, I have to ask Ken.
If you can't, I have a backup of a backup of a backup plan. Plan Z.
Jimmy, I agree 100% with what you said about the lives. That's why I want to do this podcast too, because I used to do interviews with people coming on my live show, and I would have like, okay, I want to ask them about this, and this. Then one question in, the chat goes into a completely different avenue, and you're not gonna like ignore it and say, okay, guys, thanks for coming. I'm not gonna read any of your messages. Right. But so it goes completely different, and then suddenly you are with this person for 2 hours and you feel like you haven't gotten anything but just clicking on the chat comments, so yeah, that's why a big part of why I wanted to do this too was like, okay, lives are cool, lives have their place, lives are good, but I feel like podcasts could be it seems like resellers, we always come into trends late. Podcast has been around since like 2010, and like, and here's us in 2022. You know what? We should do podcasts.
Have you heard of those things? They're called.
Anyone ever heard of a podcast before?
People are going to tuning in on their Zune, their Microsoft Zune.
Paul knows really well, and Ken's starting to learn, and it's something that I didn't enjoy was the navigating and being the controller of the live. Like the one behind the scenes popping up the comments and trying to read the chat and stuff. I didn't like navigating all that, and that was a big part of why. And so to be like a co-host might be great, but I've never been a co-host. I've always been the main host controlling everything, and I just didn't enjoy that part as well. So
it's hard to focus. It's hard to have your own train of thought and then click on the comments, and it's a skill. I'm surprised Ken can do it. I'm very surprised.
Well,
that Ken has that skill.
I have told a number of people, Paul, that when I talk about when I do some of my lives, how difficult that is to follow the chat. Keep commenting, not get so far behind on it. Give everybody their opportunity of a shout out in the comments. And I've said to a number of people, you are one of the people that just seem to be a natural at it. Just when you're doing your lives and your listings, I mean, you
keep singing my praises. Come on,
you're right on top of the chat. Everybody gets, they're just, but you're still getting your work done. and the shows are just a good flow. My favorite, I like to watch lives. That's mostly lives, and what solds are Jimmy's two least favorite types of video. So
I actually, podcasts and picking videos are my favorite. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
How did we become friends again? I don't even know how this is.
Opposites attract, Jimmy. Apparently.
No, but yeah, the podcast format is what I'm really, and I enjoy it. Like, friendships and comments are the what we get out of it. But that's not it. I literally look forward to Sunday night when we're gonna record, to joking around and laughing with Ken. So I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and from the outside person just listening in, it doesn't seem like you guys have like a strict agenda. It just pretty much, hey, we're just gonna record. You obviously have some bullet points that you guys hit all the time, but it's not like, oh, we have to do follow like a script. It's like, hey, you guys just hit record, start talking, then whatever happens.
Well, just go back and watch the first few episodes.
Ken was like, "Welcome to the Clickbait Podcast."
Yeah, I'm reading
episode number 1.
I'm like shopping on Amazon for teleprompters. I'm trying to find this stuff. But yeah, as we've went along, we do have those bullet points. Jimmy will throw stuff out to me during the week. Hey, podcast topic, and I'll just jot a note. And then what we get to is what we get to. If we go off on a tangent, then that's what happens.
I like that. As you said, also, Ken, I remember you saying this, that you like reseller content that's not about reselling, right? I think that I only heard that from you, which is you should put that on a shirt or something. It's a good line that you like copyright.
Because that's why I would say, a lot of the picking videos or the sourcing videos is a lot of us, or at least the group that I follow, we're all picking the same sort of stuff, and it's the same thing. You're going to a sale, you're checking things out. I like to see those what solds, because it's truly what's happening right now. What is selling at this time.
Trending.
But I like to see, just like your daily videos, I like the day in the life sort of stuff. I like to see what people are doing outside, because that's what you gravitate. I gravitate more towards personalities than I do reselling skills all the time.
Well, and that's another reason why I started this, was so I can showcase. So you guys do a pretty good job showcasing on your podcast, but there's other people I brought up where all you see from them is just picking videos or something, and you're like, hey, what is this person behind the scenes? And that's kind of, I'm hoping for more podcasts to be like this too, because there's a couple of recent podcasts that I don't watch where it's just legit, just okay, watch out, this is a Vero, or what do you think about box in the bag, or what do you think about the UPS Grand Advantage? And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm sure maybe there's an audience for that, but that's the least thing. If I'm listing, I do not want to hear about UPS Ground Advantage or about box in the bag or about watch how this is a Vero. Like that, it's just not for me.
Ken and I agree. One of the things we both agree on is if we end up doing our entire hour podcast on Sonia's crazy country driving while we're going to yard sales, that's a successful show. If we spent all hour joking about that, that was one of our best shows we've done, right? So that's so true. If we stay on one topic and joke about that same topic for an hour, we are as happy as we can be with the way that show went.
Mm-hmm. As long as it's not a dad joke show. Then we're good, because that was
I actually enjoy that one a lot. Well, maybe because I like Dan. So maybe that's the reason I enjoy it. But I thought that one should have got more love. I'm gonna say.
I agree. I think the mistake we made is we were like, try not to laugh. We should have just laughed.
Yes,
we were like trying not to laugh because then we didn't want to give the person credit of having a good joke.
Well, I've seen those skits where people had like water in their mouth and somebody says the dad joke and they can't spit the water out. You should maybe do that next time.
that would work really good with computer monitors right in front of us.
In my Yeti microphone.
You can figure it out. I'm sure you can figure it out.
I'm sure we.
So how many episodes in are you guys now? It's over a year, so it's at least 52.
61 or something like that.
I think this week is 62 actual regular episodes, and then we did a few lives like during the holiday season and stuff. So we're probably around 60, 66 or so actual episodes on.
Hard to forget those lives where you meet the entire Bill family. I remember that live. It was just me and everybody else with the last name Bill. I was like, what's going on here?
We are well represented. Very close-knit family.
Yep.
It's same live was when Ken said that Die Hard was not a Christmas movie, which was like, how dare you?
Which is it is not.
I know that was proven that it was proven that it is by Google search.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have this argument again, Ken?
We did it again.
How
this
often
Christmas
is Die
season.
Hard Googled? And in December, it's Googled 90% more than the rest of the year.
No, Jimmy, this is what Ken goes. Technically, Google might say.
Technically, Jimmy won the.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that technically, anytime Ken's wrong, it technically comes in front of the statement.
The game show we were just on. Technically, Jimmy won.
Technically, Jimmy won, but I had the better performance.
Loser, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that says, "Well, with all due respect."
Yeah,
and then just
blast you.
Well, I missed the last episode. I haven't watched it yet. Did you technically win the mini golf tournament, or somebody else won that?
I did. I officially won. I had put my trophy away back out, on the mantle.
Which make sure he says he officially won.
Officially, so it wasn't the technical. Technical was an official win.
No,
okay.
It was by the scorecard. I was.
But you keep the scorecard.
I do with my racer.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
No, actually, my sister is the official scorekeeper, and so she's got the pencil, and I bested him for my 3-peat victory. And the Fam Jam Putt 4th of July challenge. So,
man.
And I think he said his biggest challenger is like a 12-year-old niece.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, he's like,
that's the biggest competition.
22.
I'm starting to think there's only 2 people in this putt tournament, Jamie. It's just like, him and the niece.
And my sister keeps score. She carries around my club, for me.
So. She's your caddy.
Got my own caddy.
You have a caddy for one club. He's like, hey, what club should I use here for this one? It's like probably the putter.
Should I hit it? Should I go through the clown's mouth or around the clown's mouth?
And then I get
clown.
Cart,
you think you're better than me?
You're gonna time.
Is that Happy Gilmore? Is that
great?
Yeah.
He has a putt caddy. That's a new one right there.
I hit my first shot. I sit in the cart and drive up to.
Drive a cart at the putt.
If there was one person in the world that would have a putt caddy, it would be Ken. So I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, when you get to 3-peat status champion, you get those perks.
Yeah, for sure. It's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, when your biggest competition just learned how to walk 3 weeks ago.
It's a good point. So, Jimmy, tell me about this move, right? Because it seems like to me, you saw me want to move, and all the attention I was getting. Like, yo, it's not fair. Paul's getting all this attention about this major move. Sonia, let's move too.
Yeah,
is that how it went down? Is that exactly how it went down?
It went down that way, except I didn't get any attention about it. Nobody cares. They're like, you're still like, oh, you moved? I was like, yep. They're on. No,
is this something you want to do for a while, or is it just something that just came out of nowhere, or how did it work out?
It's kind of a long story. So you guys, if you go get some coffee and
story time.
No, we had talked about it a little bit. Like it had just been thrown out there a little bit. We wanted to live somewhere where the cost of living was cheaper. Colorado is very expensive. We were renting a house in Colorado, and we had been renting it for like 5 years, and we got comfortable there. I didn't love the house by any means, but for the eBay business, it was great. So we were just like every year couple years we looked to buy a house in Colorado, and it was just literally the amount of cash you have to come up with is the biggest problem. Like, because everything was getting bid up beyond what it's worth, and you have to come up with the difference in cash and blah, blah, blah. So we just couldn't make it happen. And then this year, our lease was up in May, and we're like, well, we're going to have to sign another lease, rent another year. And, and our kids are graduating high school and stuff like that. So we're just kind of like in this limbo area.
Yeah.
And we went to sign the lease. we told the owners, we want to sign a lease. They just like ghosted us, right?
Oh, snap.
And we kept messaging them, and then 30 days or no, 60 days right up until I don't remember how many days, they sent us a message, we're selling the house.
Oh, so they pretty much kicked you out.
So they gave us like 45 days. You guys have to be out in 45 days. We're selling the house.
That's not that many days.
Yeah, so we started looking in Colorado. There's nothing really to buy in Colorado unless you want to pay over $500,000. And then, 600. And that for us, that like, I don't know. And then rent was really high. So we're like, let's do it. Let's have Sonia go full-time eBay. Let's move somewhere we can. It's a test, it's a test, but it's not a risk. Yeah. Like if it's not working out, she'll go look for a job again out here. Mm-hmm. But for now, we had enough funds saved up with the business to try it. Let's buy a house out somewhere we can afford it. Let's have you go full-time and see if we can grow this. We have like
so pretty much you saw Ohio, and it's like Ken sells one thing a day and he can live in Ohio. So Ohio seems to be a pretty good cost of living. It's pretty much
Ken doesn't actually ever go sourcing, so I can just go to his neighborhood and source his neighborhood.
No. Seems like it's been accurate so far. It seems like so far everything you said is true.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, that's one thing. So far as garage sales go, it's been amazing. It's been better for sure. It's been better.
Very good sourcing here.
I only picked in Colorado. Well, no, I picked in Colorado at the rally in Cincinnati. Did that. That was great. And then I did Route 40. Did you guys do Route 40? You guys did Route 40 this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I did Route 40 last year in Ohio, and it was amazing. I was like, wow, Ohio is like, well, it depends on some. Like Columbus was terrible. The city of Columbus was terrible. But like the older cities, like I did really good in Zanesville. I did really good in Springfield. Like there's like smaller cities in between the large cities that did good.
Right.
Yes.
And then I told Ken about Richmond. Richmond was really good. I don't know if you guys went all the way out there though. That's like Indiana.
We didn't get that far. We were in Zanesville area. Is where we mostly picked. We did that little meetup with FJ Treasures with Frank and Janelle. They came down from Buffalo, and we sourced all day.
Yep.
Pretty much, until a lot of people were closing their sales. When we were done, we're like, okay, let's go back to where we parked the cars, and then we'll go get dinner. And we looked at our like Google Maps. We were basically 5 miles away from the car where we parked.
That sounds accurate.
All day. And we filled up, 2
we had 3
big
groups
SUVs.
picking. 3 groups picking. We all picked a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So
but I'm excited for Route 30
up in the back because of all the stuff.
What introduced me to Ohio was the Route 30 sale in August, and that's coming up obviously. And that was amazing for me. That was some of my best picking ever, was that Route 30 sale, and that so I'm looking forward to that. And then the 127 does come up into Ohio as well, like you said. So
yeah. This is my first time not doing 127 this year. I'm going to miss out. So
you're not coming up, huh? You're not going.
Not doing 127. No. It's kind of when you're in Florida now, you're so far away from all of those ones now. So it's like it would legit have to be a day of travel just to get there and a day travel and back. So it's like I said the same thing on Ray's show on Sunday with you, Jimmy. I was like, if you're doing content creation, you're doing collabs, highway sales are great. Like that's but like if you're just a reseller. Like I said, I went to 2 highway sales this year. I went to Peaches to Beaches, where I did a collab with Matt and Kayla, and then I went to Fleet Across Florida. And after both of those sales, I went to a community sale in my area the next weekend, and I did better at the community sale in my area than at the highway sale. Just because everybody knows about the highway sales now, and the competition there is just crazy.
Yep.
I think
you still find stuff, but it's not as probably like 2-3 years ago. It's probably way better. I would figure than it is now.
Yeah.
When you said that, Paul, about being down in Florida and kind of being away from everything, Jimmy, correct me if I'm wrong here, that another one of your kind of decision factors of moving to Ohio is we are kind of centrally located, and you can get to a lot of, events that are around, but there's so many major cities that you can hit, and a lot of the smaller communities that are just real close.
I've already been to Detroit. I went, one of my friends, he was visiting his mom in Detroit, Jeff from Score. He was visiting his mom in Detroit. I was like, 2.5 hour drive, I'll go. So we went up to Detroit and did really good picking out there. And the next day we came home. So like, that's for sure. And then that's a big part of what me and Sonia want to do. Like this year, we knew it was going to be kind of a break. We're going to the Reseller rally. But this year it's going to be a traveling break for the most part. Again, the Reseller rally now for us is only a 3.5 hour drive. So it's not really traveling a lot. But next year we really want to try to make it, if we can grow this and get this to where we want it, that's part of the plan, is to travel and go to a lot of the events. A big part of that is also growing the YouTube channel, which I'm working on. So yeah, we want to go to all the events out there.
Think about route sales. Ohio is like everything pretty much runs through Ohio.
Yep.
Which is like why do such an irrelevant state? I don't know why, but apparently everyone just runs through it.
What do you have to say about that, Ken? You've lived here your whole life,
or like at least close to it. I've also learned like doing the research, Kentucky has like 10 route sales in Kentucky. I'm like, there's 10 people that live in Kentucky. Why is there 10 route sales there? It's crazy. Well, but apparently I heard that like yard sales started in Ohio or that area.
The very first yard sale was in Ohio. I didn't know that.
It was, yes.
Is that true?
Right. I don't know, but I like the rumor.
It's a fun fact by Sonia.
It probably did, because somebody's like, I want to move from Ohio, so let me do a yard sale and sell everything so I can get out of this state.
Yeah, Jimmy, I've lived here my whole life, but you moved here, so I think you're the one that has to answer for that question.
I'm a city boy. Like, this is my second time trying this. I'm a city boy, so I grew up in the Bay Area around Oakland, California, San Francisco, California area. Then I went to Phoenix. I lived there. Then I lived in Houston for a short time, and then I lived in Denver. All big cities, all 3 million or more people. Just crowded cities. That's how I lived in apartments. Where you had a parking spot, you didn't have a garage. I grew up that way. I didn't own my first house. I didn't live in a house until I owned my first house, basically. So now country life, slowing down, driving through town, and you're going 25 miles per hour, and you're going to yard sales, and there's not a lot of people there. I actually am really enjoying it so far. Like you said, if I need that like we go, Columbus is an hour away. If we want some of that big city stuff, we can drive an hour and go do some of that big city stuff and come back home and back to our slowed down, laid back lifestyle. And
so what city are you in, Jimmy? I don't even know. Well,
it's a little town called Bucyrus.
Oh yeah,
I don't think there's not even 10,000 people here, right? It's like maybe 6,000.
So where is it in Ohio? Between like Dayton and like Columbus, would you say?
We're basically between Columbus and Cleveland, right? Like,
okay. So you're on that side. I got you.
They're north central Ohio.
Yeah.
So then you were pretty close to Zanesville, then, right? Isn't Zanesville like in that area?
No, Zanesville's
more south,
directly east of Columbus.
Yeah, and far south. Yeah, Zanesville was at least an hour and a half, hour 45 to get to there from my place in Marion, and I'm 20 miles south of Jimmy.
If you drew a direct line from Columbus to Cleveland, you would almost hit Bucyrus. Not quite, but you would almost hit it.
So there's really not that much around there, pretty much. As far as major cities,
it is nothing but corn and bean fields. As soon as literally when you're outside the city limit sign, it's corn and bean fields between every city, from Marion to Bucyrus and every place in between. Except if you go south of Marion, it's where you're going south down towards Columbus.
Right.
it's
I was
pretty
surprised
comfortable.
at how big of a city Columbus is, and we.
It's the
Sonia-
biggest one in Ohio, right? That's what I learned.
Yeah.
I didn't
Population
even
wise,
know that.
And it's
Yeah.
one of the largest, the fastest growing cities in the country,
It's nice.
with all of the industry and stuff that big Intel plant they're putting in down in Columbus, and a lot of stuff that goes along with
And
that.
Sonia and I, we've been down there picking at least 4 weekends now because we have a little town down there that we really like, and we've done really well down there on north of Columbus. So we've been going down there quite a bit to pickle.
The very first week, Jimmy called dibs on a city, on a
Yeah,
whole city in Ohio. He called
City is
dibs.
my
I
city.
get
yeah.
picking dibs on Westerville.
Westerville is my city, so stay out.
There you go.
And then I'm picking in his city.
Yeah.
So how often do you guys pick together? Does it happen quite a bit, or is it...
When they first got here, we picked quite a bit, and usually about 1 day a week. It's been, I haven't picked for the last couple weekends. I'm trying to work in my garage to convert my workshop into a total eBay office, because I live in the house amongst my whole eBay business, and I need to get away from to have peace of mind, not sitting in the middle of it. And so, but still, over the last couple of weeks that I didn't deliberately go out picking, I've still filled the car like three on
He just
three
went to
occasions.
Jill's house, and she was like, "I got all."
Oh
this
yeah, I
stuff."
can.
It's like I didn't go out picking, but my car just somehow all these items just end up in my car.
Well, I had 2 private picks that I went to. Then we went to that sale with Aaron Rebel Junk last week, and we filled up the car with a bunch of stuff. And that's really the only sale. I did hit a couple of sales en route over to Jill's last weekend, but I haven't deliberately went out to sales. But still, it's just like my death pile is. It's just. I mean, well, Jimmy was over this afternoon after he hit all the good sales and bought all the good stuff.
He wanted to brag a little bit, right? He was.
Oh yeah.
What's the best thing you found today, Jimmy?
I
that Ken couldn't find.
I found 2 Chase Authentic, vintage Chase Authentic Jeff Gordon jackets with the flames on the sleeves and the patches everywhere.
Oh, Ken would have walked right past that. So you don't want a bad thing. You wouldn't have grabbed that one.
I probably went because it's that whole thing of spending up. I think, Jimmy, am I allowed to say what you paid for them?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I think you paid like $60 for the leather. There was one
leather
I paid
one. 60 for the pair.
Oh, 60 for the pair.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you did good. You did good. Okay.
Yeah. So
I think
when I see that,
each,
of course, if I would have comped them, if I comp stuff, I'm gonna see the value in that. I'm gonna buy it, but
that I didn't comp them. I just popped on them.
I know that's what you do, but we picked.
Jimmy just wants to tell you he's better than you, Ken.
Well, Jim,
he's like he used this phone comping thing while you were at sales, Ken.
It's a little bit of risk, but I know, right? Like I was actually having a conversation with a guy at a thrift store about how right now NASCAR is hot, like especially. Like NASCAR is kind of up and down, but if it has the right colors and the flames and the right patches, it's super hot right now. And again, it'll go up and down, but I think this fall it's gonna do good. So that's why I picked up. Anyway, so that's why I just they're good. They're got the right color, the flames and everything.
Okay, so after Ken comped them for you, how much did they sell for?
I think I'm gonna about 150 to 200 each. I think.
Nice. Okay.
It's
and
hard
they don't smell like smoke.
They do not. They're mint.
They're very pristine. I was impressed when.
And I think fall. Fall will be the answer. Right now, there's not a lot of. There's sold comps, but there's not a lot. There's not a lot listed either, though. But it's not till the fall when the weather. Those will really start to move. Those will move. So.
I don't know. We don't have fall here, so I don't know. What is this fall you're referring to?
It's when you're walking on the back porch and it breaks and you fall through it.
Yes.
when
the weather breaks.
We don't have porches here either. We only have lanais. We have lanais and sunrooms.
So. They're hoity-toity.
And alligators. You have alligators.
I haven't seen an alligator. I haven't seen one yet. So apparently they're here. but I
where
have
you
not
live, are
seen
they
one.
common, or do you know? Have you researched that yet? Like, are they everywhere in Florida? I've never been to Florida.
So there's ever heard of Brian Laundrie, the guy who killed Gary Petito? Like, it was a huge story.
Oh yeah.
The van lifer YouTubers, right? And I don't know if you know, but
No,
yeah.
I haven't
So
heard of them.
it was a huge story last year. I think it was maybe been 2 years ago.
Oh yeah,
She,
the girl that they went on a trip to like Nevada or something.
yeah,
Yes.
in
Okay,
Wyoming. Yeah,
Yeah,
it went
Yes.
missing,
there you go.
and then the guy would return home, and she was never found. Right. So he's
Yes.
actually from my city where I live.
Oh really? Okay. Yeah.
He's from there,
Yeah, claim to
and
fame.
he went. Yeah, apparently until I make it big. But so he went, like, after he came back, he went disappeared to a state park called Micah State Park, which is about 10 minutes from my house. And that park is known for a lot of gators and marsh areas. And that's why nobody could find him for a while, because he knew it was going to be safe. So that's 10 minutes from my house. So, like, those areas exist.
Did he
But
get eaten by gators?
no, he committed suicide.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought that's
I said it 2 episodes ago. I don't know if I think that episode just came out. Well, a friend of mine is building a house here, and they found his body on his property.
What?
So yeah, so it's a morbid place to be. Yeah. So apparently, like, in that area of the city, it's like 10 minutes away at the state park. There's tons of them there, but it's a marshy area, tons of like trees, bushes,
Snakes.
swamps. I did see, I'm like a little afraid to go. Like, last week, I saw a snake probably 3 feet long in my backyard.
What?
And I ran
So when
back
are you
in.
moving back to?
I ran back in. I really haven't really gone back out there.
He hasn't left the house since. He's
What do you know? What kind of snake it? What kind of snake it was?
I asked around, and they said it wasn't a human attacking kind of snake.
Okay,
So
not poisonous, not.
yeah, it eats like lizards and stuff. So that's the one thing we have a lot of here, is, Jamie, a lot of geckos and lizards. That's the one thing we have.
So I lived in Arizona, and we had the lizards and the snakes. We didn't have the gators.
Yeah. No. So, like, I haven't seen a gator. I've been here for half a year. Haven't seen a gator yet. But I also do not go to areas where gators are.
Right.
So
you're not going to yard sales in the marsh, is what you
no. The crazy part I learned is that, gators like water, right?
Yeah.
And the people here in Florida like to build senior, like, citizen facilities all around lakes.
Trying to expedite the process.
I'm like, what are you guys doing? And I go to a couple of these, like, community sales around a lake, and I'm like, it's all senior citizens. And I'm like, is there no gators in the lake? They're like, oh yeah, there's gators there. And I'm like, are you not afraid to live 10 feet away from a gator with no fence?
A big turnover rate that's not life expectancy related.
Apparently.
Yeah, people go swimming in those waters that have gators in them, and they're just out there swimming with their family.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
like a big old rump roast to them. They'll be like, look at that meal.
That's why, like I said, like, I'm not really afraid of that, because I stay away from those kind of areas. So I really don't think I'm going to encounter a gator. So my only fear right now, which could be an irrational fear, is that every single time when it's dark out and I don't see him, I just have a fear that it's like under my car, and it's just
very
waiting.
It's
just like he's been stalking me all day. He's waiting for it to be dark. And actually, I gotta show you guys something. Hold on.
Okay.
I got this in the mail today from a subscriber to help my fear go away. Okay, so I'll show it to you. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'll be right back.
His logo has a gator on. Do their eyes glow or something? Like, did he get like a black light or something? How does that work? Like, you know how raccoons' eyes glow? Is it raccoons?
Yes.
Do gators have, like, is there something you can do to them to make them glow? Or is there like a call that he's going to do to call? Like, what could someone possibly send him to protect him?
I haven't seen the new logo yet.
So you guys know, it's not my new logo, by the way. So you guys know I'm a big fan of Crocs, right? I wear Crocs all the time. So a viewer sent me these today.
Oh, I got some of those headlights
for the Crocs, and they also pulsate.
Oh, nice.
So I would feel much safer with those.
Anytime I want to go outside now in the dark, I go like this, and the gator will have a seizure if he wants to come after me. So I think I'm safe there.
Epileptic. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's great.
No, that's actually a very thoughtful gift. Whoever gave those to you, that's amazing. Like headlights, because I was just asking, like, do their eyes glow or something? What can you do to actually spot them? You need a spotlight, is what you need.
Didn't you get some headlights from a viewer, Jimmy, of the podcast?
We still don't know who that viewer was either. It's still top secret. But I did
after you moved, they probably didn't have your new address.
Those things are still packed. My office, for the most part, I haven't unpacked a lot of it, and so those crop.
I'm sitting next to 2 boxes that say office, and I moved in January.
Yeah, I don't see that because I got a pile. I mean, I did this just for, but there's most of it's still packed.
Yeah. I think I might buy my house and still want to unpack it. It will. A lot of it is just like the plushes that I had behind me and stuff in my warehouse. There's really no place to put them, so I'm like, I will just keep them.
Well, how much of your inventory did you purge before you left? Like, did you get rid of a lot like I did? Yeah, I sold half of my inventory.
Weren't you following along, Jimmy? With the move.
What are you doing, Jimmy?
I mean, I seen every episode.
My goodness, man!
I cried when we had to say goodbye to Vita that episode, and Jimmy's like, who's Vita? That's just Jimmy's question.
I'm on, but I'm going to ask Paul to help my, and maybe I'm just going to get blasted even more. I don't watch hardly any YouTube because I don't have time.
Wow.
Do you watch a lot of YouTube, Paul?
No, I do, but it's not,
you're in every single chat that I'm ever in, Paul.
It's not. I like lives. I like lives. Pre-recorded. I have a couple of.
I mean, I'll have a podcast playing.
I'm on and off about, but like it's not like. I don't think besides. I think there's like 3 channels that I watch every video of, no matter like what they put out. No offense, Jimmy or Ken, you guys are not one of those. Yep. No, Ken, I think I've seen every video Ken put out. I think that's fair.
It was 3 years ago.
Back when you had more time.
I'm the same way, but I'm watching to see how people are editing to try to learn techniques and for the edit. That's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
I have some what souls that I just play in the background when I list just to like hear stuff, because the market just fluctuates, and something that used to not be in is now in. So I put that on. But most of my, like, if I go to my YouTube homepage right now, I think most of the stuff on the homepage is not going to be reseller related.
Yeah, I was gonna say I picture Paul being someone that watches other content on YouTube.
Yeah, so right now I have some. Our server size is a scam, and it's a person looking at Ruffles chips, looking at server sizes. That's on my homepage.
Mine are all home improvement videos.
Yeah, I have the office clips.
My wife fell through
baseball highlights.
How do I fix it?
My wife fell.
How to repair a porch and make it look like an accident.
How to make it look like.
Yeah. So I'm. To be fair, like I say it quite a bit, like if anybody has time to keep up with all the stuff that I put out, I'm just like they deserve an award of all awards, because I put out 8 videos a week on all my channels combined together. Yeah, there's 7 days a week, Jimmy. I put out 8 videos a week. So
so one day gets 2.
Yeah, Wednesday gets 2. Wednesday's my double upload day. Wednesday gets the podcast, and Wednesday gets a vlog, a day in a life vlog. If anybody has time to do it, props to them. Because I don't know how they do, but there's some people I see every video I put out. I see same names. So some of them watch all of them.
Plan done down here. The plan is to have this office fully functional with a TV that I can have YouTube set up to, and have this where I spend all day. When I get to that point, I'll have YouTube playing on that TV all day. I'm just not there yet. Like I have so much I got, and plus we're still trying to build up a store. We were at 700 listings when we got here. We had to.
Fake
right
reseller.
Now, it's list.
700 listings, fake reseller.
Yeah. Well, now I'm up to 1,100 since I've added.
Fake 1,100 fake reseller. Fake reseller.
Hey.
No. To answer your original question about purging, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Before we were rudely interrupted by something. I don't know what. Probably Ken. Usually Ken's the one.
Yeah, Ken's good at that. He said with all due respect before he said it.
So my goal was to finish Q4 and start purging after Q4, and then move month afterwards. So when I decided to purge, I was at 7,800 listings.
Wow.
And then I moved to Florida with 1,600. So
holy smokes,
I got rid of a lot.
You did get rid of a lot.
And it was 60 days between the purge and the move. So in 60 days.
Was it Whatnot and yard sales? How did you
I had no yard sales. Whatnot was a lot of it. And Whatnot was I would just take 20 listings down from my eBay and run those 20 in one lot and start at $5.
Yep.
So people knew they were gonna, and it would be like, all right, here's 20 plush, $5 start. Do whatever. Here's 20 video games or whatever. The big part of it is I had a bunch of because I would buy storage units, so I had a bunch of clothes that nobody would ever want to buy, and a lot of it I just took all the clothes out and then I did a warehouse sale where everything was $1.
Yeah,
and people just came in and I got rid of a lot there. I also have an auction house next to me, so I took a lot to the auction house, and then whatever they sold it for is what I got. And and then a lot of it was just also just donations. It was like it was. You could probably attest to this. It sucked in the beginning. I was like, oh man, I paid money for this. I spent time on this.
Right.
But then after like a little bit, you're like, oh, it felt like therapeutic. Like, oh wow, this is great. I'm moving this junk that should never been in my store in the first place. So I moved to 1,600. I don't know where I'm at. I think I'm like a 21 now.
Fake reseller. No, actually, but I know I know that had to help some because like
22. I'm at 2,200 right now.
Oh wow, so you're going fast. Yeah. I don't mind saying this. We just this weekend ran out of the cash that we made from our purge.
Oh
We just ran out of cash this week, so I haven't even pulled from the business funds since we've been here.
Yeah, nice.
As far as we've just been sourcing with the cash from the stuff we sold. We just ran out today, actually. So
what about the GoFundMe that Ken started for you? Did you use that one yet? Or?
He didn't tell me about that one.
What did I donate to, Ken?
To transfer that money.
He did say technically it's going to Jimmy. So
for those topless pictures.
A portion of the proceeds go to Flips.
What did you name that GoFundMe? I gotta know.
It was something. DOG was involved in it. I don't know how.
Yeah, the DOG fund.
DOG fund
portions of the proceeds go to.
That's great.
Okay, so I'm not talking about Jimmy. Okay, let's put you in a spotlight.
All right.
Jeez. Have you been reselling your whole life?
No.
Never mind. I got back to Jimmy.
Thanks for the answer.
I've always been a wheeler dealer. I've always been a big fan of yard sales and auctions and that sort of stuff. But I've been reselling about 3.5 years now, and
fake reseller.
Yep. and yeah, so yeah, I have not been doing it my whole life as far as formally. I have, like I said, I've always had yard sales and pick something up, sell it for a little bit more or trade stuff off. But officially reselling has been about 3.5 years.
I learned from Ken. He is not afraid to ask, and I'm not.
Wait. You learned something from Ken?
Yeah, like I'm not the best at. Hey, if something's, I'm gonna say it this way. It might sound bad for Ken, but it's not. If something is priced fair, I'll just pay it.
So Ken's a cheapskate. Okay, keep going.
I've learned from Ken. Ken always, 100% of the time, he tries to get a lower price.
Oh, he's a low baller.
No, not a low baller.
Don't.
So I want to hear him talk about that because he
don't record with Ken. I gotta put this on my notes.
Every single time he purchased something, he will try to get a lower dollar.
Yeah,
I want him to talk a little bit about that because I do it more now because I've learned.
Even if it's $1, he would counter 50 cents.
No, that's not true.
50 cents. He'll ask if they'll do 50 cents.
Wow, Ken, defend yourself. Not here, Ken.
Every single time, but 90%? I am a firm believer in you make your money when you buy when you buy your items. And if there's a a $5 item, I'm not like a lot of people in the low ballers where I'm going to offer them $1 or $2 or whatever. If it's a $5 item, I'm going to go $3. If it's a couple bucks, if something's a dollar or whatever, and there's other things, I'm going to try to make a bundle at that point. But I am going to try to make a deal on everything, because I figure if you're buying a $5 item and you're paying $3 for it, that's the fees that you're going to pay on eBay. If you're, depending on what the sale price is, it's obviously not the fees if you're selling it for $100, but you're getting, that's paying those fees, paying some of that expense. And so I negotiate almost, I'd say 90%.
Yeah. I'll agree on that.
90%.
We'll meet there at 90%.
But I am not, Jimmy. You have to admit, I am not a low baller. Right?
No.
Don't besmirch my name like that, Jimmy.
That's right.
Don't
I make
dare.
reasonable offers on yard sale items, especially if something, if people are trying to put, eBay prices at the yard sales, I might do a little bit lower of an offer, but people that are just trying to get rid of stuff, I make reasonable offers. I try to bundle things when I can, if I'm getting more than one thing. And I think, if I buy, half a dozen $5 items for $3, that's an extra $12 I have in my pocket, either at the end of the day or for the next sale to buy the next bigger item.
I'll say it this way, and I don't have a problem with it. I just find it interesting. Let's say he comes across a $5 item that he knows that they don't know what it is, and Ken knows it's worth $100.
Yes.
Yeah.
He will still ask if they'll take 3.
Every time.
I just give him the 5, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
And so
I
don't think he's a cheapskate or anything or lowballer.
It doesn't make YouTube videos. If you start making YouTube videos about that, you will have. Because I used to do a lot, and then I got so many comments. How dare you? You're a terrible human being, and blah 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 blah. And I started paying a lot more full price items when I started putting content out. I'll be honest.
I wouldn't care about that, because again, I would explain it as I'm having more money to buy more inventory, or I'm paying those fees. I don't feel bad, again, because I will say it 100 times. I am not a low baller. I'm not ridiculous. I'm not out there. Now, there's two things that happen. The seller, they always have the opportunity to say no.
Exactly.
If that's a $5 item for $100 and I say 3 and they say no, I'm going to give them the $5. What I usually, again, almost 100% of the time on this is I will pay the counter offer. If it's a $10 item and I say, will you take $6 or whatever, $7, and they go, I would do 8. Boom. Here's $8.
Yeah.
They're happy. I'm happy. Everybody, they got out of it, but the seller has the responsibility in it too. Of they can decline if so, and if I know it's worth something, I'm gonna pay that price.
It's hard to explain that to people that watch on YouTube though.
Yeah,
it's very hard. And I've learned, like, in one of my recent videos, somebody said 30 for everything. And it was going to a good cause. So I said, hey, how about I give you 40 for everything, since it's going to a good cause. And I got at least 10 comments saying, how dare you not give them more? So, like, I learned that it's impossible to please people at that point.
Oh,
you already pay higher. Yeah. Because then let's say I said I gave him 60, right? I doubled it. I probably still got comments saying, how dare you have not given, like, so like the people that watch, some of them just will never be pleased with whatever you pay until you pay whatever you can sell the item for, I guess. But so
until I start making that content where I would get those sort of comments.
So that will never happen. But keep going.
Yeah, exactly. There's a good chance of that. That's
do you still even record at yard sales, or do you have
footage?
Really? Just don't put it out?
I have the GoPro on, pretty much every time I'm out.
Oh my! What do you do with this footage, man?
Sell the footage and just say, you can voice it over with your voice. Just
do it.
Like, he's had some really good buys. He's found some really good stuff.
Sell it to people that don't have good videos, like Dave or something. You just say, just have him put his voice over it.
When I I kind of get caught between, and part of that thing of living right in the middle of all of my reselling is when I want to edit a video, or when I go to edit it, I think, oh, I should be listing, or I should be cleaning these things, or whatever. And then when I'm listing, it's like, oh, I should be making video, or it's like, oh, I'm getting ready to list this. I should be making a video that has the content where I pick that up. And then I kind of just get myself stopped. I have tons of started videos, ones that I've done, and I, have, you kind of watch your stuff as you're editing it, and it's like, then it's boring. And I have a problem with wanting to be perfect in things. One of the best advice John Cincinnati Picker gave me is getting it out there is more important than having it be perfect.
Yeah.
And done is better than perfect. That's what he said.
Yeah. And what I learned with that too, because I was the same kind of way as you, and then I just learned just to put it out there, and that your audience kind of determines if it's boring or not. Because like to me, I think all the videos I make, at least bigger videos, are boring because I just made so many. But then like your audience is the one that determines, and a lot of them will give you things like, hey, maybe like, for example, in the last video I did like hey, this is what I sold, this is what I paid, this is what I already sold, this is what you have to sell, this is the profit I made. And I just did a whole like breakdown afterwards. People were like, "Ooh, that's good, can you put that in more?" And I was like, okay, I guess you guys like that, I'll throw it in. And you only get that feedback if the videos get put out. So
I think it's also a matter of, in my head, I want to do something different. I don't have to reinvent the wheel, because this sort of content in this community is what it is. But I just don't want to be walking around a yard sale. I usually have good back and forth with the sellers. I like that part.
People love that part.
I was just gonna say that's what's different though, Ken. That's what's different.
People love that part.
Is nobody is you. Nobody has the interactions that you have. You're great at it. You're funny. And you're not afraid to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So that's what would be different. Nobody's gonna say what pops into your head. That's what would be different.
And there are some crazy things that pop into your head.
Yes, for sure. I mean, look at the table behind you. That's
the last thing that anybody wants to do is get in here.
Yeah, that's a little. Yeah, guys, look at what behind him. That's a little representation of what's in his head.
Yeah.
That's a really good point, Jimmy. Really good point. And that's what kind of how my channel is starting to blow up. It's not because of what I find, it's because of the interactions that I have with people. And
yes,
those make the videos. Yeah,
exactly.
So, like, that's a question I would love. I want to ask Paul. Like, for me, I have to treat YouTube as that's the big change I made, is I treat it as a hobby right now. I had to try to find a way to make it fun and enjoyable. And when I sit down to edit and when I'm recording, I'm thinking I'm doing my hobby. Like, this is my hobby. People have hobbies, right? Has that changed for you, that thought process, now that you're doing really well on there and there's, you're making some profit off of this? Or does it feel more like work, or is it still a fun hobby type thing?
So for example, the vlogs that I do, that's a hobby for me, because those take zero time to edit or to just record. It's pretty much what I'm doing. I just put the camera on and I record. So those don't feel like work. And then I edit those in 2x speed. And then if I miss something, I miss something. I don't care. It's just whatever it happens. The main channel feels like work, because I know what I need to put out to be successful. And I am relying on that money from the main channel. So like, if I have a fun idea for a video, that would be like a hobby kind of content, I'm afraid to put this out on the channel, because usually what happens is, like, for example, like, YouTube knows I do garage sale videos. So if I put anything that's not garage sale related, it tanks. So like, it puts you in a bubble, and you have to be in that bubble. And if you want to succeed, you have to feed the algo and just do that. So that's what I've been doing. So like, if I have a fun idea for something else, I'm like, oh, I can't put this on the main. I'll put it on the side. But that's the beautiful part about YouTube. You can have multiple channels. You can have a hobby channel, like I think my vlog channel is, even though I do make money on that one. Then you can have a a profitable channel. And
Right.
so I would say, but how I guess eliminate the work aspect of it is I only edit for the main channel the day before the video comes out. So, for example, I have a video due Monday. I haven't started that video yet. I'm going to start it tomorrow. And then it's just a 1 day thing. I spend about 4 to 6 hours on the video, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm only working 4 to 6 hours in the video, and I'm done.
Right.
And then so I have 2 of those videos a week. So it's technically about 8 hours of work I put in on the main channel.
Yeah.
And it feels like work. Those 4 hours are not fun. I'm not going to say I have a blast editing for those 4 hours.
Right.
But I get compensated enough now where the struggle is worth
Right.
what the return is.
I'm just gonna flip this into me interviewing you. No, I had one more about that stuff though, like because you just it's been a little bit ago, but you had a viral, like a little mini viral video, right? Like you had a video.
Yeah, I had 2. Yeah, 2
okay,
of them.
a second. When that was happening, like I was excited for you. Like I was like, this is so awesome, and I just wanted to like in that moment go to you like, what is it like? What's it like right now? Like your phone is blowing up, your YouTube is blowing up. Because I've had many ones, and I know how exciting that is. Like you had one that did like how well did it do, and what was that like that in that moment?
So the first one that took off was right before I moved. And that one was weird because that one just died. So like it took off and it died.
Okay.
It's been pretty much dead ever since. But that one's at, how do I do it by views? That one's at 418,000 right now.
Wow, that's awesome.
So if you look at the, I don't care if people see the stats on it. You look at the curve on it. So it just took off.
Oh, it's like holy smokes.
So it went from like 11,000. So this was, let's say, it was at 17,000 December 2nd. By December 19th, in 2 weeks, it went to 358.
Wow.
And then by the end of the year, it was at 400 pretty much. And it's at 418 now. So in half a year, I only got 18,000.
That's
awesome. What was the content of that made it made it go viral?
I don't even know. I wish I knew. Okay. I would do it again. The video says, if you find us at yard sales, buy them. That's the concept. And it's about a toaster. So it's about a chrome toaster. I don't know what it took off. But I don't know. If you can see it, like it got me 1,500 just to video by itself. Got 1,500 subscribers just from one video.
We got you a little chunk of change over there. You maybe don't want us to see that, but I see it.
People can see it, whatever. It's not every video. Then this is the second one. This one is more intriguing to me because if you see this one, so this one came out, October 22nd, and then it didn't take off until March. So for half a year, I didn't do anything. It was slowly growing. It went from 0 to
I need that. That's what I need
to 40,000. Right, I was really happy, and then it took off from March to April. In 1 month, it went from 40,000 to 240,000.
Yep.
Then it slowed down again. Then in May it took off again. So it's like it had two big bumps.
Yep.
And this one is still
growing. Yeah.
Yeah. If we go by the last 28 days, I still got 40,000 in the last 28 days. So like every day I'm still getting like 1,000 views on it.
Wow. And it's 10 months old.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, crazy. I feel like it's more than 10 months old at this point. It's October 2020. So
that's why I just gotta keep uploading them. I'm just waiting.
And with that one, like people ask me all the time, like, "Hey, what'd you do? Did you change anything or whatever?" So I did change that one in the very beginning. That it's about Pokemon cards, right? And I titled it as like Pokemon collection found at yard sale, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a 10. It was nobody was watching that. And I changed it to because what else happened in that video was he brought them out to sell them to me, and then he said, "Oh, never mind, I don't want to sell them to you anymore." So I changed my mind on the title, and I wrote this is the first to happen in the garage sale, whatever. But I changed that back in October. I changed it the day after it came out because my video tanked. But then ever since then, I haven't touched it. And again, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what it was.
So when you refresh that title or you refresh that thumbnail, does it kind of reissue it as another video, or is it just kind of the algorithm might pick up on different words or
it doesn't really reissue it, but the audience they already went out to and they saw the original title and said, oh, this one is not worth me clicking. They see the same video again, but they see a different title, and maybe now they're more likely to click on it. So it's not like it gets sent out as like a new listing on eBay kind of. It's people that already saw it that didn't want to click. Now they might be more
it's
click on it. But,
like it's such a mystery because like here's a great example. I think I've talked to Ken a little bit. Like I'll have a video that has a 9% click-through rate, which means only 9% of the people that see it on their screen are clicking on it, but it's good.
9% is good though.
Yeah, and it's doing good for me, right?
Yeah.
But then I'll have a video that's at like 14%, but it's not getting a lot of views. So which means YouTube decided not to put that out there for the thumbnail or put it out there for people to see. And that's the mystery. Like, why did YouTube not? It's doing good. People are clicking on it, but they're just not putting it out there a lot. Anyway, it's a big mystery to me.
I was just doing I had a bunch of those too. So I was looking at what I did was I would get a survey of 20 that YouTube did push out, and I'd be like, "Hi, what is the same about these 20? Why are they doing it?" And I realized the big part of it is I wrote the word garage sale was in all those 20.
Okay.
And so when people search garage sale, then mine comes up. So now, no matter legit, if you can scroll through all of my titles over the last probably year, the word garage sale is somewhere in there. Even the one I put out a couple of days ago, it started off. I wrote this last day estate sale was like a dream or something like that. I forgot what it's called. This late day estate sale was a dream. That was the original title, and that was a 10. So now I added plus lots of garage sale scores. The stupidest title ever. Yeah, and it became a 3, just because I put the word garage sale in.
So you change it pretty quick. Then you how quick are you changing and watching for it to tank?
First about 8 hours.
Okay, so you're making. I've done that a couple times too. Made it change quick.
You can just kind of tell right away. At this point, I just kind of know or some that like for example, my latest one that came out on Thursday, it's an 8 out of 10 right now, but I'm not changing it. It's just it's how it is. 8 out of 10 still okay for me at this point. But usually, if it's a 10 or something, I change that, or if I know the content in it is really good, and I'm like it should get more clicks, I change it. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't change this one.
That's interesting. So I got coming up, Ken versus 10 versus garage sales every week now.
Well, that's a live, Ken. Doesn't no matter what you do to a live, you won't get that push.
Well, when I put out the replay, it's gonna be everything's gonna be versus
Ken versus garage. Are you going to the reseller rally, Paul? Are you going to?
I am going to the rally. Yeah.
Nice.
I got my VIP booth.
While we're there, I'm gonna pick your brain even more.
I got a VIP booth on the boat.
Dang.
They didn't ask you guys to do. Oh, I guess they didn't ask you for the VIP booth section.
They did not.
They obviously haven't asked us. We're not a big deal.
They asked me to bust tables after the dinner. I thought that was kind of an honor.
Do I have any waiting experience? Have you ever waited on a table before?
I thought you meant waiting because they were going to throw you overboard.
Make me swim behind the boat.
Wait till we turn around and come back.
Are you a strong swimmer, Jimmy?
How long can you survive, Jimmy?
Are you buoyant?
Jimmy, are you the one that was scared of boats or no? No, there's somebody else.
I get seasick. Really,
you get seasick.
Man, I got seasick on a pier. I did. We were Jill and I, because Jill's Ken's girlfriend Jill. We were both it was when we were docked and it was kind of moving, and you could still see land, and the land was moving. I was like, we gotta move.
Oh, that's you guys became best friends. You just threw up with his girlfriend. That's all it takes.
If you walked by that table, me and Jill were both just staring at the ground. We were not up at any. We were both just staring at the ground. Yep. So I mean, I don't do. But once it got moving, it was fine. It was for some reason seeing the land move was like, oh no, this is not good.
Don't look at the land. Look at Ken next time and watch this.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so that's when I went to the top and started dancing.
I have a calming.
Let's go. Let's go up there and dance the electric slide.
Yeah, I remember you dancing pretty good. As for somebody that's seasick, you did pretty good out there, man. So.
It's amazing. You get I can dance with my sea legs, but when I
gets those weak legs going out there.
I thought it was the alcohol legs, but I guess this is the sea legs, right?
Yeah, actually, it might have been one or two whiskey sours.
Oh, is that your drink of choice, whiskey sours?
Yeah, I mean when I'm bored.
When you're bored.
Actually, yeah, I don't know. I don't drink. I don't drink a lot, so I don't know a lot of drinks. But
I think that would have been great if you would have reached over right then and drunk a whiskey.
It's like, oh, whiskey sour.
When I'm bored.
But when I do, and I did like a commercial for it.
Yeah. I only drink whiskey sours from Jameson.
No, I don't really.
Speaking of Jameson,
I pull a handle bottle out.
Ken, do you have a drink of choice, or do you stick to something?
No, I'm not much of a drinker at all. I'm not. So I'm not opposed to drinking, and Jill will have she likes fun drinks. We call them fun drinks, things with fruity flavors.
So Jill's an alcoholic is what I just got.
And so I'll try her stuff. I have a very low.
That's what she was throwing up
zero.
on the boat. Okay, now everything makes sense. Okay.
I have zero tolerance, Moses. It
For
takes
Jill?
very
She
little to
drinks
get
for
me
Jill?
all warm.
You
on
have zero tolerance for Jill? Wow. I hope she doesn't listen to that part. Dang.
The truth comes out on the Flip Side podcast. That's you get the hard hitting questions and you really get dig deep.
Well, look, we got Jill in the back room. Let's bring her down.
Speaking of Jill, welcome to the show.
I want to do that one time with some episode. You get somebody to talk so much crap about somebody. Like, oh, speaking of Dave, look.
What do you guys think about?
That's funny.
Oh,
no drink of choice.
Pepsi or Coke Zero. Coke Zero, I think it is.
Coke Zero, yeah. With whatever else I have. This is Coke Zero and lemonade.
Oh, I have I'm drinking a limoncello LaCroix right now.
LaCroix?
And it's actually surprisingly really good. I got us at a yard sale because I don't pay retail price for anything.
Why am I not surprised? And it wasn't even
sale.
Somebody was selling 48 of these. 48. It was like a pack of 48 for $4 at a yard sale. I'm like, okay, sold.
Oh,
so half of them were limoncellos, which are really good. The other half was hibiscus water, which is the most disgusting thing I have ever put in my mouth.
What is a hibiscus, anyways?
I think it's a flower.
Yeah,
hibiscus is a flower.
Yeah, it's a kind of a big flower.
It's like
I think my mother has a hibiscus bush out in the backyard.
If you think of like Hawaii shirts, hibiscus is usually on all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like this.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're a pretty flower.
They are. Yeah.
Okay, it's a hibiscus. I know everybody listening right now really
a drink out of that.
I don't know if I don't know how LaCroix is made, so I don't know if they just had just the flour chilling in water and they said, "Hey, here we go. Here's a new flavor of the month." I don't know, but it tasted terrible. Like I drank one sip and I was like, "We're throwing all these out." But this one, limoncello, I don't know how it has zero everything because it tastes so good. It's like it tastes like a soda.
I just picture that plant. Them making the big trough of the drink, and there's just flowers floating in the water.
In it.
Probably. I'm about to Google how is
tasted like ground. This drink tastes like ground.
Water made. I make hibiscus. Hibiscus tea is apparently a thing. People make hibiscus tea at home, so I guess
that would be like soaking it in the hot water and letting it just kind of dissolve into the water, just like
deep,
right?
Yeah.
Would that just be considered steep? steeping into the.
Steeping?
You ferment it like wine, but you just put flowers in it, and then the next day you come to it, and it's beautiful. I don't know.
I don't
It's not
drink
something for
tea,
me.
so I'll never have that.
Not a tea guy.
Not a tea guy at all, or a coffee guy. So I drink.
You don't like hot beverages at all? Not a hot beverage guy?
No. I'll say if I'm not feeling well, I'll drink hot tea then. If I have to, just like if my throat's sore or whatever, I'll drink a hot tea. I'll drink hot tea, and I won't hate that. I definitely like hot tea better than cold tea. I don't like cold tea that much at all.
So you just don't like tea, period. So no iced tea, no hot tea, no Mr. Tea.
No Mr. Tea.
A beautiful. Doesn't like.
You're just a tea
Jimmy in
hater.
here with all his jibber jabber.
The letter T, you hate that.
Right, like when I was a kid watching Sesame Street and the letter of the day was T.
You just turn it off.
Didn't watch that episode.
You go golfing. You don't bring your tees when you golf. You just hit a ball at the ground. You just
Jimmy's off the deck. He's off the deck every time.
Leave the tees at home, man. Don't bring them around Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the tees at all.
I see that. Yeah, man. Well, this podcast was sponsored by the letter T, but I got to get a new sponsor now.
What's that tea that has like the little balls in there that
boba tea?
Yeah, what's that about? Who
love that, man? I drink it. I drink it on purpose. It's delicious.
What are those little balls in there? You have to have that giant straw that's like that big.
Well, the straw needs to be big enough to suction the balls, man. You just can't have a straw that's not big enough.
This show just went in a whole other direction.
Yes.
What are those little?
They're usually tapioca that is made with a filling. So, for example, if I get a passion fruit tea with mango tapioca balls, those balls are filled with like a mango flavor. So when they pop in your mouth, you get a little pop of mango with the passion fruit that you drink. You got to experience the world more, Jamie.
It's a weird. I've tried it now.
I know in your little town of Fuchsia or whatever. I forgot what it was called.
Fuchsia.
Yeah, Fuchsia.
A little town of Fuchsia, Ohio. There's not many boba tea places.
Pretty sure we don't have a boba tea. I'm pretty sure we don't. We have a Boba Fett, but not a boba tea.
Oh, well, there's probably plenty of Boba Fetts and just behind you somewhere.
What's the clear skin made out of then? Like because it has like a little skin around it.
Yeah, it's tapioca.
Tapioca, yeah.
Never had tapioca.
You like those, Ken? You like a boba tea?
I've never had one.
You like
a boba tea, Ken? You would love a boba tea.
Well, it doesn't have actual tea in it. Now, you had said something like passion fruit and mango. Is that the only flavor, or is it tea?
No, there's plenty of flavors. Yeah, but I'm a big passion fruit guy. I'm a big
cream in it sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes there's cream in there. Yeah,
I will have to seek out the boba tea then, because
when you pick it up, like it's just got all these little marbles in the bottom of the cup.
At the bottom,
just sitting down there. And the straw is, I exaggerated, but the straw is really big.
Well, because it has to be big enough for the marbles to go up it. Yeah.
The goal is like bobbing for bobas. Like you're like
pretty much.
And every once in a while you'd be like,
well, I will have to.
Find out if you don't know if you're a child, Jimmy, you don't know how to drink a ball.
I'm sorry.
You never sucked down on a ball before, Jimmy. Maybe you'll choke on it.
Sorry that I've never. As a child, my mom did like, here's some marbles, suck them up, son.
There wasn't a game you played?
No, hungry hippos is what I can think of. I had because my kids, they're grown up. My boys, my youngest likes them. He and I guess he hasn't had one since we've been here because they don't have them out here. I'm going to have to ask him about that. But he would get them in Colorado all the time, and he would get Sonia one, and then I would try it, and I'd be like, why? Anyway, I had to ask
it's usually like in the bougie part of town. Usually there'll be like a like a juice spot next to it, like a boba tea spot next to be like a gelato place. It's usually
there's a Euro stand next door.
Paul has definitely never been to Bucyrus. I don't think there's a bougie spot.
Well, I'd say just the word Bucyrus doesn't really speak bougie to me. I don't know if they sell like corn gelatos or something like that. I don't know if that's a thing.
We do have a questionable Chinese restaurant, that's for sure. Very
But why is it so questionable? What is in
Well,
question? The meat?
It's good.
It's good, but when you walk in, you don't look at anything because I'm just gonna say it's a mess. Like
I don't know how the health department doesn't close
Hasn't
that place down.
them down.
Oh, really? It's just like stuff's everywhere. Like,
They're storing stuff in the, like they're cutting up the meat on the freezer. Like they take the meat out of the freezer.
No way.
They're cutting it right there.
It's the place is.
I'm not
filled,
going to say the name in case, but
it's delicious.
it's not
delicious.
terrible. I'll say that.
I used to work.
Are you gonna give it the name out or no? So people have a warning. What's
I
it called?
Well, Ken, what's it called? I don't even know if I remember.
Is it Little Walk?
The Main Moon.
Main Moon. That's right.
Main Moon.
Main
Yeah,
Moon.
Fuchsia, Georgia.
Bucyrus.
Ohio.
So yeah,
It,
I walked in there and I was like, what in the health code
Well,
violation
Jimmy,
is going on here?
You made the mistake the first time of like actually sitting down. They have what, like 4 or 5 tables, half dozen tables. Didn't you eat
We didn't
in there?
eat there, but we walked in and ordered at the counter and sat down and waited for our food. And that's when you start, it's got the girl that works behind the counter. When she's done ordering you, she comes around the counter and sits in the dining area on her phone playing her game. And
Right.
I'm
reading some of the reviews on this thing. It's pretty interesting. Worst food I ever had in my life. I only went back because it's only Chinese food in town. The worst mistake I have ever made. My dog wouldn't eat it. I'm so mad. Lo mein has no taste, and chicken's the size of a peanut and soggy.
This show is brought to you by Main Moon.
Worst food ever. Only reason people would enjoy it is because it never had Chinese before.
Ken would leave them a good review.
Now, I always enjoy. I work the town that Jimmy lives in. That's where I worked for like 32 years, and so I had probably the Main Moon about once a week or so.
Wow.
And I would
You had
order
that place
ahead.
one day. Wow.
Oh yeah, I always found I never had any problem with the food. I always thought it tasted really good. And we have a similar place here in town, right around the corner from my place. It's again, you walk in up to the counter, you pick up your food, and you leave. Because if you look around, you're gonna be.
Now let me ask you this, Ken. Yes. How do you mind if I ask how many years you ate there?
Oh, it's a good question, Jimmy.
How many years? As well, I don't know however long they have been open.
Okay, so you were there when they opened. You went there when they opened.
Yes.
Was it in better shape when they opened?
No. I think from day one, I think that might have been like one of those buildings that was like an old filling station back in the day. And I think all they did was take the pumps out front. And then, some of the original grease that's on the floor is actually motor oil. Yeah. And
they're actually using it in the back. That's what they use as the deep front.
Yeah. However long they've been open, I had been going there. So.
It was again. The food
speaking of bad reviews, did you guys hear about the alter ego of our friend Chris, Cajun Reseller?
What?
So I found out recently that he has quite an extensive Google review section, and he likes to leave 1-star reviews to a lot of people.
Oh, I did not know this.
Did not know that.
Yeah, right. So, I can actually share right now with the people.
I love this.
So this is you see Cajun Reseller right here. You see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
He left 456 reviews all over the country.
Chris, what's going on, bud?
So look at this Wendy's on Blue Bonnet Boulevard in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Whenever I order regular nuggets, I get spicy. Yeah, not happy. Doesn't take an education to know spicy versus regular.
I love it.
Goodwill Industries. Makeup prices to register. Stuffed animals were $4 for $1. Then I'll sell another 50 cents each.
But has he left any 5 stars? That's what there's
here's one.
It just says very good. Come on, man, Chris, you gotta give a little.
Give a little more glowing review.
Cracker Barrel, 1 star. I ordered a meal with 2 sides, only got 1. close by the time I could get back. It's not
This
that
is
hard
a
to get it
fun
right, is it?
game. I've left a couple reviews. I wonder if mine are still around.
Popeyes lives on the kitchen. Put mayonnaise and pickles on the on the chicken sandwich. How dare they?
Oh gosh.
Zaxby's. I specifically requested eating utensils, and they still don't give me my ridiculous. Lines will take 15 minutes at 1 p.m. Get better service, and ones they can hear.
This is great.
Chris is my hero now.
I can send you guys the link if you guys want to do like a clickbait podcast theme. Every episode, just put one review in. There's 450 of them, so you'll have enough for plenty of episodes if you guys want.
I've left, but I'll leave good ones too.
Reviews by Cajun.
But I've left some bad. I left one time. That's a long story. We need to talk about that on the podcast. When I got screwed by a estate sale company, I left them a nasty book.
I do the same thing. I have some that there's one I'll share mine since this will be even. There's a China buffet close to my house that's also a little sus. So I gave it a 0 or 1, but I wrote if I could give it a 0, I would. I tried to get the buffet and spit out more than 10 of them. One of the worst experiences of life. No lie, the best thing they had was the water. So that's a review that I have left. So it's not like I don't want to pick it on Chris. I also leave bad reviews when it's time. But there's also I get a lot of 5s. There's a lot of 5s, a lot of 4s, 5s, 4s. Yeah.
Ken, do you leave reviews?
I'll give the Wendy's the 5. Wendy's got a 5 from me. No, there's
Nice.
no 1 for Wendy's. So,
No, I very seldom ever leave a review.
Well, there's another one.
Well, that one because the guy just lied to me. I went to an Applebee's and the website says half off apps were at 9. I come there, order a bunch of apps, and they charged me full price. I said, "Oh, and our Applebee's is up to 10." I'm like, "What Applebee's is this?" Yeah, so I gave him 1, which was
you guys are a chain.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What I want to know where I want to see that so I can see some of the reviews I've left. It's been a while since I left one.
You just go to your Google Maps and click on your profile. It will tell you how many reviews they have left.
I'm gonna check that.
Like there's some that I left like legit years ago. My oldest one was from 7 years ago. Amazing little coffee shop. The crepes were delicious. Look at me, so nice 7 years ago. Did I leave any bad things 7 years ago? No, it's all 5s. 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. Oh, 3. Family Dollar. For a store of the world dollar, nothing is $1, but everything is 3 or 4. That's my review to Family Dollar 7 years ago.
That's funny. I'm gonna have to figure this out because now I want to know what I've.
Oh
yeah,
I left a 2-star 7 years ago to the Pennsylvania DMV, but I wrote 2 stars for a DMV. I think it's pretty good.
Giving them the benefit of the doubt.
So it was still a 2-star, but it's a DMV, so 2 stars pretty good. Yeah, I'm a level 5 right now on Google. I don't want to flex here, Jimmy, but I'm a local guide level 5, 800 points away from a level 6. So,
I don't see where you're doing this. You're gonna have to show me after the show.
I'm
in my maps. Where do I click when I'm in my maps?
Do you have your profile?
Yeah, it's up here in the right corner.
All
right, we're not going to do this while we're on here.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. I'll figure it out.
But it's worth looking into for sure. It's
yeah.
It's fun. And I'll send you guys the link to Chris's so you guys can.
Yes, do it. We will review.
I'll actually put in the private chat right now so you guys can.
I'm gonna go
enjoy it.
I'm gonna go leave a review right after we're done here on Sunday.
Oh, Jimmy, actually, you can look right there. Click on the link I sent you.
Yep,
that's gonna be Chris's, and then underneath that you'll see my profile.
Oh, there it is.
And you can see if you left any reviews.
I did.
Let's see.
Oh,
Texas Roadhouse and Burger King and Poncho. I left one for Poncho's Tacos.
Oh, that was just recently.
Yep, and Verizon and all year round. Oh, the UPS store. I left them a 1. Front Porch Estate Sales. I left them a 1.
Do you have the one with the book? I'm gonna see if you can find the one.
Yes, I found the book one.
Oh, you want to read it to us, please?
It's a long.
Oh man,
still there. That's awesome.
I got time.
I don't read that well though.
They can't. That's the beautiful part about the reviews is that the company can delete them. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
there.
still there. That's crazy. That's how many years ago? 2009, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, would love for you to
all
read
right,
it.
all right,
Or if you want to share your screen, you can Ken read it because Ken has the better voice.
Can you read better?
Yeah, if I can see it.
Can you read good?
I can read all right. Let me see. Let's see how
I can read all right.
All joking aside, I have like some dyslexia. I really do. And so like some letter, I've already talked with Ken about this. Some words that have 2 letters together mess with me. Like they just threw me way off.
I thought you said if the word has at least 2 letters, it messes with you. I'm like, well, that's almost every.
Like,
almost
2 letters are
almost
like,
every word, Jimmy.
no, like unprofessional.
Like SSK promo.
Yeah, exactly. Unprofessional
Mr.
has 2
Mr.
S's
Bill.
together. That word messes with me. All right, let's see. I would like to share my thoroughly disappointing experience with ambitious estate liquidators and their owner Ron, last name I won't say. In hopes
you called out the owner. Dang.
In hopes that others will not be subject to the same manner of unethical and unprofessional treatment. On Monday, August 15, 2019, I met Mr. Reese to view the estate in question. Mr. Reese requested that I make a bid by that evening.
You said, I don't want to say his last name, but you said his last name.
Yeah, whatever. Mr. Reese. Ron Reese. Right? See, I told you I'm not good at this reading stuff, all right? So that I make a bid by that evening, which I did. The next day, I received a text from Mr. Reese informing me that I had placed the winning bid and that someone named Marilyn would like to meet me at the estate for payment and pickup. And this was a ton of model kits. Like, I'm just off to the side, like literally like 3,000 model kits, brand new in the box, right?
Oh, okay.
So I exchanged further text with Mr. Reese. Mr. Reese asked if I had arranged for a U-Haul truck to transport the items from the estate and if I had help lined up to move everything, because there was a ton of them, right? I confirmed that I had rented a truck, had help lined up, and that I would be there to make payment and pick up the items. On the following day, Wednesday, I received a phone call from his assistant, Marilyn. Marilyn was crying and stated that she received a call from another bidder after the bidding had closed and I had already won the auction. She indicated that the other bidder claimed to have entered the wrong amount in the online bidding site and that they were then given the opportunity to place their new bid, which was higher than my bid.
Wait, that actually happened to you?
This really happened to me. After speaking with Marilyn, I called Mr. Reese. At first, Ron's version of the situation differed from mine. What I was told by Marilyn, Mary Ellen, or whatever her name is. Mr. Reese claimed that the other party had placed their bid on time, but that he had misread their bid. So now there's 2 different stories, right?
Yeah.
I challenged him on the spot at this point and communicated that Mary Ellen had shared with me what had actually occurred. At this point, Mr. Reese realized that he was caught in a lie, then backtracked, saying something along the lines of, "Oh, yeah, well, this is what happened. The other bidder was in a cast. Oh, yeah, the other bidder was in a cast and punched the wrong button." So, anyways, do you want me to keep going?
This is a review, or is this like a
what are you doing
for court?
I thought they had limits to how much characters you could write.
You want me to keep going?
Are you not done yet?
No, there's still 3 more paragraphs. So, I can keep going, but you let me know.
I feel like we got the point.
You got
yes.
So yeah,
how about you tell us in your words if I were in the review? So what happened afterwards? You were screwed? You didn't sell the cars?
I went back and forth with him and told him how, this is not acceptable. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna leave him. I told him I'm gonna take to social media. I'm gonna leave him a bad review. I told him everything I was gonna do, and he just stuck to, I got to do what's best for my customer and for my business, which is to lie and cheat.
But aren't you his customer though? So I guess he doesn't care about you as a customer then?
Yeah. The person he's selling for. The customer that he's selling the model kits for. Now, I was at $1 a piece. My bid was $1 a piece. So I bid $3,000.
Dang.
And I had the text and everything to show what he said. Ken's sleeping down there. He's like, Jimmy is boring me to death.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Is the show over?
Yeah.
No,
So
we
anyway,
still talking about models.
that really happened. And I to this day, just the other day, me and Sonia were talking about, like, imagine if that buy would have went through, how much that would have helped our business.
What did they sell for? Like 20, $30 easily?
No, there were big, like these giant model kit, like airplanes. Some of them were worth $150.
Dang.
Like,
Okay.
it would have changed my business. It would have.
Yeah.
Who knows what it would have done for my business? And I'll never know.
Wait, so was his kind of goal was that you would then upbid the other guy again and you then start a new bidding war? Is that what he was trying to get after?
He wouldn't even give me an option. He wouldn't even give me a chance.
Okay.
He said it's already a done deal. Yeah.
Dang. That
and
sucks.
So, I go on further to say I had made it.
You already paid for the U-Haul and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
I had reserved a truck. I had one of Sonia's coworkers was going to come and help me load them. So he was taking the day off of work to come and help. So I told him, like, you not only mess with me. And so those people, Sonia and her coworker, went and left reviews also, because they said regarding that case, I was the person that took the time off to go help. And now I took a day off of work, and now he didn't even get it. So I'm leaving this company a bad review also. Anyways, it's pretty crazy. Sorry to bore you guys to death. But
You need to get Chris Cajun to start writing your reviews.
Yeah.
He's a little more, short and concise.
Very good, concise, and just there's always like some kind of like he sticks the needle or something and twists at the end. Like,
think about it.
It doesn't take much of an education to know spicy versus regular. Something like that.
Think about if you owned a business though, and that was on your review page, and it breaks it down that much. That's not good.
Can you click on that company right now and see how many negatives they got?
Let's see.
Because you can do that too. You can click on it and see 5 stars, 4 stars, all that stuff. Yeah.
I gotta review my profile. There we go. Let's see. What are they called? Ambitious Estate Liquidators.
Shout out to Ambitious Estate Liquidators. This podcast is sponsored actually by Ambitious Estate Liquidators.
There'll be a link in the
comments
comments
that they have.
Description.
Oh, really? Nobody. Everybody else gives it.
There's a couple too. There's a 2-star and a 3-star. But I'm the only 1-star that they have.
Because they didn't piss off enough people.
But they only have 5 good reviews, so they're not like a big company. Obviously.
Yeah. Well, this whole time you were doing it, I was checking out downtown. What's this place called again? Downtown. What city do you live in, Jimmy?
Bucyrus.
Oh, Bucyrus. I was looking at the Flour and Whisk Bakery. Look at the reviews for that.
You know who else I live a negative review for? Hofbrauhaus in Newport.
Oh, in Cincinnati.
That's what the rally was. That's a good idea. I gotta leave a 1-star for them too. Yo, that's a good.
I left them a 1-star.
There you go, Jimmy. That was worth.
There you go, John. Cincinnati. Pick right.
Now we got it back reseller related.
Yeah.
I looked up
Pelican Coffee House. Yeah, you got some good spots here in Bucyrus downtown, man.
Oh yeah,
Mark's Homemade Ice Cream. Have you checked that place out?
They have a truck, and we ate at their ice cream truck. It was at the 4th of July event.
I'll tell you about them though. They actually have a dairy. They milk the cows. They make the ice cream.
It's made from real dairy.
It is true homemade ice cream.
It's 4.7 stars, so it's pretty good. People like that one. Yeah.
The best places we've been to, the best place I think in town is the Old 30 Barbecue.
Yeah,
that stuff is good.
Better than the Crazy Fox Saloon.
I haven't been in there now.
You don't want to go in there, Jimmy.
Funny
or the Wren's Nest.
So there's
what you know about the Wren's Nest?
The Wren's.
I don't think I've heard of the Wren's Nest.
It's a dive bar apparently.
The Fox. What's the Fox one?
Crazy Fox.
The Crazy Fox. There's a thrift store right across the street, right?
Yeah.
The Crazy Fox is a biker bar. It's a biker bar.
It's
Like-
a biker bar, but
Oh,
down in the
little
basement.
shop on the corner. Is that the thrift store across the
Yeah,
street?
but I just want
Look,
to tell you,
I feel like I'm there with you guys right now. Look at that. I just feel like I'm
So-
one of you.
Sonia parked me in front of the Crazy Fox. We're gonna cross the street to go to the thrift, right? And there's these bikers out front and these tough ladies out front. And I jump out of the car in my socks and Crocs and my, my funny T-shirt and they're looking at me like this guy right here coming, and it looks like I'm going into the Crazy Fox. And I'm like,
Or
no,
like-
I'm just crossing the street, guys. Sorry.
It's like no, you guys.
They're like,
no
no
need, no
Crocs
need to
allowed,
get
buddy.
angry. No need to get angry. I'm just here to shop.
Like,
Ken,
so
you said you had a couple 1-stars too, Ken. Is that what you're about to say? With
No,
your
I
reviews?
have one review that I've done,
That's it.
and that's it. And it was for the tree service that cut down the tree last year. Why I couldn't go to the Boss Reseller Remix because I spent all my money getting tree cut down in my backyard. And the only reason I actually left that review is because the guy was still standing there in my driveway, and he's like, "Okay, I just sent a link to your phone. If you can go there, click on that, leave me."
Oh,
review."
really? Dang.
So I had to do. So there's no text. It's one review, 5 stars. That's it. I didn't
That's
leave a
it.
message.
Man. Boring, Ken.
It is. Yeah.
Next time I have you on, you better be at least a level 5 field guide of Google Maps.
level. I'm gonna get a hold of Chris and ask him, hey, can you give me a few pointers? Jimmy's getting pointers on, YouTube. I'm gonna get with Chris and get pointers on how to leave a decent Google review.
I have to be a Google review master.
I don't think big companies don't care that much, but small companies want the good ones. That helps them a lot. So I try to leave small companies.
Yeah, I've learned a lot of them also. Like if you give a 5-star, a lot of them reply to you, say, "Oh, thank you so much for coming in and enjoying, blah blah." And like, hey, I had some people even reach out and said, "Hey, next time you come in, ask for so and so, we'll give you a free blah blah blah, whatever." I was like, "Oh,
nice."
I also learned the benefit since I do a lot of vlogging now. If I go somewhere with a camera and I'm talking to myself on a camera while sitting down in a restaurant, they think you're a big deal. Some people think you're like a food critic or whatever, like a big influencer, and their tone towards you changes a lot when you bring the camera out. They're like, oh, it's like here's our menu, here's our specials. If you like this, we could give you a try, see if you like that, blah blah blah. But like it was like, whoa, okay,
I learned
to record more often.
See, I feel that same way, but I don't have the camera. Just naturally, people are like, "This guy's got to be a big deal." Just look at him.
Well, that's because you come in with a wrestling mask to every restaurant.
The DOG in full effect.
The DOG's here, guys. Everybody, hey guys, DOG's arrived, guys.
He's here. I actually learned. I on accident learned a little hack. Me and Sonia stopped at a restaurant down in Westerville, and for some reason they were taking forever to take our order. So I just took my phone out and put my stopwatch on and started it and set it to where everybody it was set up to where the guy
they could see
when he
you.
walked by.
Wow.
We literally waited 8 minutes without even being asked anything, right?
Oh wow, okay.
And the second I put that down and started the timer, 2 of the waiters started talking to each other and who's basically who's got that table and I have these 4, no, I got these 3. So within 30 seconds of putting that timer down, we were helped. So that's a little hack.
There was a guy taking somebody did like a YouTube short about taking a notebook to a restaurant. You ever watched that one? And how people just treat you differently?
Yeah.
Well, Ken takes one because he's trying to sell you on his pyramid scheme.
Yeah. What
he sits you down and he's like,
what have you heard about Amway? You're probably wondering why I called you here today. Yeah. No, usually my notebook that I carry in has my headshots in it that I'm signing.
He's signing autographs. The DOG is here again. The look on Aaron Rebel Drunk's face when he opens up his briefcase and he's got the headshots there.
Hey, I always keep them close, Ken. I always keep it close. It's always here.
I will have a new special a reseller rally headshot that I'll
Oh,
be signing
dang. Okay.
at the rally. So, new
Uh,
photos. So over
boom.
time,
Wait,
we'll
what?
see who can.
You said
What's that?
new photos?
A new photo. Yeah.
Okay.
No, not
Yeah.
nude
I
photos.
was like, wait,
Not
what did you
nude
just
photos.
Whoa.
That's
Oh.
that's why I had to ask.
You have to join the Patreon to get the nude photos.
That's right.
If you want the nude photos, come to the rally. But if you
come
want
to
the
the rally.
nude photos, the nude photos are not just for Ken. Jimmy also participates in the nude photo giveaway for the Patreon. That's funny.
Sorry, I heard wrong. I apologize.
Jimmy, I also heard nude, but I was like, "There's no way."
See, well,
Actually, knowing Ken, there might be a way.
I had, to
But-
stop it. I had to stop it for Paul's listeners because it sounded like that's what you said, and I was like, "Wait, what? What did you just say?"
I will have nude photos for the reseller rally.
Boom. I see. Again, I don't know there if you said new or nude again. I don't know. I don't know what you said. Are they already done, Ken? Are those photos, or that's still the
No.
process? Okay.
They are still in the process, and I'm gonna do it before the Santa beard gets
Yeah.
too big and
That's why I'm
spunky.
not-
Speaking of, I like Jimmy's look, man. It looks
I don't
good.
like it. I
It
don't
looks
like
good. It's coming in. It
It's
takes
actually
time,
coming
but it's
in better
coming
than
in.
I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
not liking it. Like by the rally, I'm gonna be all itchy, man.
He'll be done by
that's
mid-August.
the worst part about it is the itchiness part is tough.
Yeah, but
But
you just got to get through that for me, it's like 3 or 4 days you get to that one spot where it's just like bothersome, and
No.
then it grows past it, and then
This
you're
is
good to go.
I start on the 4th of July, so this is 11 days.
Yeah.
So that's not bad, right? Anyways, I'm gonna try to grow it all the way till Christmas. We'll
Boom.
see.
There's another couple that I follow on YouTube, believe it or not. They're a Russian
Believe it or not.
hitchhiker couple, and they hitchhiked
Okay.
from Russia all the way across the globe. Then
Cyrus?
they took a boat. They were in America. I don't know if they were in John and Eva is the channel name, but the guy started off clean shaven and did not shave the whole time while he was hitchhiking.
Wow.
And he-
Okay.
beard.
So
Let's
did
see if I
that-
can find-
Does that help him find rides or make it harder to find? I would imagine having a beard to make it harder to find a ride. Comes off a little especially if you're not keeping it well.
Yeah. If it's
But what do I-
unkempt,
Rush is this here
Uh-huh.
popular? Yeah, right here. Okay, so the process took 900 days. The hitchhiking process.
Oh,
So-
almost 3 years.
so he's almost
I'm gonna obviously fast forward the whole thing. Yeah, so they started in 2015. It's a really great. I watched the whole. It's in Russian, so you guys wouldn't do it. But this is how he started day one, right?
Yep.
And we can just do a little.
Holy
We
smoke.
can do a little thing. So here's day 39. You know, it's growing. Day 40. I think they're like in Mongolia. So no, there's something like Thailand or something. Here's day
Holy
172.
I thought that looked like Chris Cajun for just a second there.
He's leaving bad reviews right now.
Here's they're in Brazil
Holy
now. It's day
smoke.
400.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Holy-
crazy, right? Looks like a completely different human.
That's
It
does.
insane. Does he not cut
Argentina,
it at
Chile.
all?
No,
So
nothing.
by day 900, he's like, it's to his knees then.
So here's here's day
Wow.
800. Yeah.
Wow.
Gonna join ZZ Top.
Uh,
That's how long it takes to grow that long of a beard, huh?
hey, so you'll see. I think he shaved it at day 911 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So there's 900, 9. Okay, so then, okay, this is the fast forward version of it. But yeah, so
That's
that could
wild.
be you, Jimmy. You should do a picture every day.
There you go.
So I'm only going.
Here's the contrast. It's a
That's,
completely different human, man.
I think you should keep the beard, though. I think you should.
People think you a lot more seriously when you got a beard, Jimmy. People take you a lot more seriously.
So how
It's
many
easier
days?
easier to offer $1 for a $20 item when you have a beard.
So I'll,
Cat would know.
I get every deal I ask for.
I'm gonna grow a beard, start offering half price on stuff at yard sales.
There you go. See, I mean,
Be
completely different. This is Ohio Jimmy, man. This is
This is
different
Ohio.
Jimmy.
How we do out here in
Yeah.
Ohio. I think the humidity makes it rough, man, to have a
Yeah.
beard.
Well, that's why, like, I don't know, Jimmy, if you remember me back in PA, I had like a
Yeah.
serious one. Now I can't go past this. It's just
Yeah.
Hot.
I tried in the beginning and I was like, no, we're not doing this. And that was the beginning. That was like February when it was like 75 outside, 80 outside, and it was already humid. I was like, there's no way I can survive.
Are you getting hit by that African dust storm right now?
I don't know if that was a thing. No, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Florida's getting hit by a big old African dust storm.
Yeah,
Are you
traveled
part of
all the
that?
way.
You don't know about that?
African-
You start talking about weather, and I was thinking, man, hot and a dust storm with a beard. That sounds awful.
The Hurricane dust could reach South Florida.
Oh, South.
This is
Where are you at in
news to me.
Florida?
Central.
Yeah. I don't know Florida at
Reach
all.
Florida
So I
and
know
southern-
Miami's down there.
Southern U.S. states. Apparently, it can reach a lot. Again, no, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. So, like, I legit have no clue what happens outside. I don't watch the news.
Well, I mean, since we've been here, I've been watching the weather more because it rains more here.
Ah,
So I want to kind of have an idea what yard sale stuff's going to look like. It rains way more already. We already now know that's a big difference. Is it rains?
Yeah,
more.
but Jimmy, correct me if I'm wrong. It never rains on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. It's always Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's going to pour
It
down
rained
rain.
today. It rained today, and that's why we went out before the rain.
yeah. I don't think we had one rain out yet here because the rain here is we get a monsoon for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's done. And the monsoon usually comes at like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. So yard sale's already over, but then anyway. So yeah, I haven't been rained out yet. I love this kind of rain too, where it just rains for 20 minutes and then it's done, and the rest of the day is good.
Yeah.
Right.
Just gotta avoid that 20 minutes. I was stuck in it twice while I was driving, and it was kind of scary. But if
When
you're
it-
not,
Does that
When
usually
it's
cool things down, or does it get more humid
Muggy.
after the
Yeah.
rains?
no, it feels good after the rain. It feels really nice. Yeah.
When is hurricane season? I don't even know. Again,
Right
I don't
now?
know. Right now? It's
Yeah,
gonna start-
it started June. I think it goes until like October or something.
Yeah,
But
usually,
it's-
Through the fall.
I
then?
think a lot of them
Yeah.
hit there later that
Yeah,
September.
it's
October.
not something that I have to worry about. Okay, I can't say that because we had a big one last year.
Right.
But very rarely does a hurricane hit me because I'm on the Gulf side of Florida, and all
Right.
the hurricanes usually hit the Atlantic side. So for it
Right.
to hit me, it would have to go around Florida, go to the Gulf, and then make a sudden
Like
turn
it
and go
did this
back to
last year.
Florida,
It-
which
Yeah.
did.
yeah.
But that was the last time it did. Last time it did that was 1965.
Right.
So it was like 60 years. So
Are you close to the ocean then?
30 minutes away.
Oh wow. So you do have to have some kind of
Yeah,
plan in place in case.
there's a hurricane insurance and all that stuff here. So last time we got hit, the city where I live in, some of it got flooded because there was a big river that got a lot of water, but it wasn't as bad as like the cities right by there, like 4 miles or whatever. It got really bad. But again, that happens like every 60 years. I don't think I'm gonna be alive 60 years from now. Maybe, I don't know. So I'll tell you, Jimmy.
Hopefully.
Next time it hits, because I know you'll still be alive in 60 years, Jimmy.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know about Ken, but I know
Yeah.
you'll still be.
No, I'll
60
probably
years?
be done by 60 years, you know.
Oh, shoot.
All right.
That's not
So-
funny. Why did we laugh at that?
I don't
That's not far from now.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I thought it Ken already passed 60. So that's why I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny.
Yes, he made it. He made it.
That's why I thought we could laugh at him. Like I'm like, Ken's close to 70 already. So we're good.
Now that's funny, right there. Oh, he made it, folks.
He made it. Hashtag goals.
Oh, that's
That-
funny stuff.
that now makes sense. I was good.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, because of my grades, I look way old. I'm 47. I feel like I look like I'm older than Ken.
Yeah.
Because of these
Yeah,
grays,
I think
man.
Well,
Dude,
Ken also has
Grays are
grays.
brutal.
It's not like Ken's not gray.
Yeah, but I'm naturally youthful. You know, Jimmy looks
naturally
weathered
plump.
and
I mean, look at
weathered
these
and beaten
eyes.
down.
Those
I know.
eyes look like they're old. Look at that. Look at it.
Look at that Sean Connery stare that he's
Yeah,
got.
look at that. Just look at
Side,
the eyes, fella.
speaking of not aging well today, I'm gonna tell. This is a mean story, but
Wait a minute. You can't show my photo and then you go,
Hey,
speaking of not aging well.
Not aging well. We went to a yard sale today, and this lady that was running it, let's just say she probably tanned a lot throughout her life. You know,
Okay.
she had that. We know the really, really tan skin, and
Yeah.
it's overdone, and she's older now. We walk up and there's a sign, tan bed for sale, $200. And I was like, yeah, you should probably separate from that thing at this
Tanning
Did you
bed
buy it, Jim?
hashtag
Did you buy it?
heavily used.
slash time machine.
Tested well tested.
I told Sonia, I was like, yeah, it's probably time for her to get to call it good. And yeah,
So guys,
mean, but it's funny.
we're approaching the 2-hour mark. That's usually when we like to wrap it up. It's been fast 2 hours.
Yeah, it's
I end my podcast. We do a blind rank where I ask the guests. So what happens is I give you guys a category, and you have to rank things in this category from 1 to 5.
Okay.
Usually I have one person, but there's two. So you guys, both of you guys have to come to a consensus on where these things go. Okay, so
Okay.
it might take a while for you guys to agree on something, but we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah.
You guys are
be the-
ranking sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
You a sandwich fan, Jimmy? Do you like sandwiches?
Yes.
I'm a big sandwich fan. Ken, sandwich fan?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'm giving you guys 5 sandwiches. You don't know what's coming next, but you have to rank them as soon as I give them. Okay. So 1's the best, 5's the worst.
All right.
I'm going to start you off with a very classic
Okay.
sandwich. There's going to be nothing too crazy out here. A lot of these are classics. Grilled cheese. Grilled cheese sandwich. Where's it going? You guys
1
have
being
to
the best,
decide.
5 being the worst, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit lower on mine, Ken.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. It's 1 is the lowest, 5 is the best.
No, 1's the best, 5's the lowest.
One's okay. Oh yeah, I'm a 2 on a grilled cheese sandwich. I love a grilled cheese sandwich.
And I
I
was
love
gonna
that.
say a 4, so want to meet at 3?
Yeah.
All right, 3.
Okay. I like the consensus. All right, 3. Usually when people ask, because I play this game with a lot of my friends because we're stupid, and usually that's my go-to. Is I just like to set a bar, and then they say, okay, do I like this more than a grilled cheese or worse? So that's a good start.
Now
right.
we can just do higher or lower. So just
Yeah.
give me a signal if you would do it higher or lower than the 3.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Sloppy Joe.
Oh, higher.
This is the beautiful part.
All right,
That-
I'll
that-
let
that-
you have that one then. I'll let you. You want that one to put higher?
Okay. Well, I love sloppy Joe. I'm all so. But okay. So does this have to be? Is this can also be a 3, or does it have to? be something?
No. It has to be 1 through
Oh.
5. So 3's already taken.
It
You
would
can't
be
put
my
anything in 3
5.
anymore.
It would be my 5 for sure.
I don't know. I'll do 4 because I think there's going to be a lot of other better sandwiches on this list.
Okay,
Although
so
I
so
will
4.
say
All right.
4. Okay.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right, BLT.
I would probably put that at a 5.
Yep.
Oh wow, you guys are like not a BLT fan, huh? Okay.
Oh,
Now,
no,
I
I
would
like
put
the
the sloppy
BLT,
Joe
but we
below
still
that.
got 2 sandwiches left.
I would put the sloppy Joe below that myself, but yeah, it's down there.
Okay.
So you guys have 1 and 2 available.
Yep.
Are we allowed to change later at the
No,
end?
not
This
the
is it.
Timber
Uh-oh. Now I hope
Yeah.
you don't pick like I hope like a
If it's a bologna sandwich, I'm gonna cry.
Reuben
Uh,
isn't on the list or something.
I don't know what a Reuben is. No. Next one's a peanut butter and jelly.
I love a good PB and J.
Yeah.
It's the classic.
You want to
right?
put that 1 or 2?
That we'll put that 1.
Yeah, that's.
I
the
like
one.
a-
I love a peanut butter.
I'm
and
too
jelly.
lazy to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. There's just so much stuff
Wait,
to get out.
you're too lazy to make a peanut butter.
There's jars to open up. There's there's knives and stuff to get out. Oh,
Now you know
whatever.
why he doesn't edit videos.
Let me tell you this though.
So much work. Step 1, take a jar. Step 2, open the jar.
He doesn't want to take the tie off the bread. What are you talking about?
The thing I've been doing here recently is the Uncrustables.
Yes.
You know,
I'm big
Uncrustables
Uncrustables fan.
is putting those in the air fryer.
Next
Oh
level stuff.
man.
Next level.
Whoa, in the air fryer.
Yes.
Oh, they're wonderful.
I'm gonna go get some Uncrustables tomorrow. I want one.
I had split my sister's a lunch lady, and so she's allowed to purchase some of the stuff on with her account. So she bought a whole case of them, which was like 72, and we split it. So I got like 36. So most days in the morning when I'm getting ready to do my work, I'll throw an Uncrustable in the air fryer.
That's a good move. That's a good move.
Oh man, they're
very good.
So we got PB&J at number 1.
Yep.
All right. So number 2 for you guys is a roast beef.
Yep. I can live with that.
That works. Roast
At
beef
2?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have PB&J, roast beef, grilled cheese, sloppy Joe, and a BLT. That's your list.
The only thing I would have changed is the BLT and the sloppy Joe, so I can live with that. Yep.
And
why do you guys hate bacon so much? Huh? Why do you hate bacon, Jimmy?
Oh no,
I
love bacon.
You like the L and the T part of it.
I like them.
I'd like to have did they make a BBB sandwich? That's what I would
just
like.
Bacon.
Yeah.
No,
I would have switched grilled cheese and sloppy Joe. I would have had grilled cheese or sloppy Joe at 3 and grilled cheese down 1.
See, I like sloppy Joes, but they're just too much work. Yeah. Too much. You said peanut butter is too much work. Sloppy Joe, man, that stuff is everywhere.
I've never personally made sloppy Joes in my life. But
I'm just saying, eating them is too much work, man. They're everywhere. You gotta get a new shirt after you're done it for that thing.
Requires
man.
a bib, but I have a bib that I wear. It's like a Star Wars bib when I'm sitting in my chair.
You
my
do
dinner.
not wear a bib when you're eating dinner.
Bib. Here we go.
There's no way I'm sure you have a bib, but there's no way you put the bib on when you eat.
Sloppy Joes are the one that I wouldn't even have on the list. I actually really don't like sloppy Joes. The other 4 would be on my list. I like those sandwiches.
Yeah, so like when I made this list, I usually try to make like a one that I like, ones that I don't like. Yeah, sloppy Joe for me was number 5. That was like the wrench.
I don't. What is that? A Louis Vuitton? It looks like a thing.
It looks like a Louis Vuitton. Hey.
Darth Vader and TIE fighters.
We're matching. Look, my mug and you match.
This sits right by my chair, and pretty much every meal, I'll wear my bib.
Oh, there's no way you put that on. I refuse to believe it. That bib looks way too clean to be used, man. That bib looks like it was
just threw it. It was just washed yesterday when I did laundry, and my mother made this. Oh
wow! Does she do custom bibs?
Well, maybe
does
so.
She
maybe
do custom orders if somebody needs a bib. Dr. Ken, Mrs. Bill,
lightsaber, and this is on the wall right there. Scree.
Oh
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
That thing has a lot of legs.
That thing's big too.
You got a lot of those. You got a lot of those things in your basement. A lot of those little bugs.
That's the biggest one I've seen, though.
That one, yeah, it's definitely a scurry. That's for sure. I actually, in my last one that show, Ken, I sold 2 adult bibs, and there was like a bidding war for them. I was surprised.
Really?
The people thought it was like funny gag gifts and stuff. Like, oh, let me give it to. Like giving adult.
Maybe I need to get my mother to get a sweatshop going next door.
Yeah,
my mother making bibs and
put your 5-year-old niece to work that almost beats you at golf. make her make some bibs real quick.
Right.
So if you guys didn't have a list and you guys had to do like top 3 sandwiches, what would be on there?
Oh, you want to go first? You want me to?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Some kind of Italian sub. I love Italian subs.
I see that thing moving behind you, Jimmy, and it's scaring me. It's the bottom corner right now. Yep, I just saw that thing. Yeah,
you saw it, huh? Italian sub. I like a meatball sub. I'm thinking of Subway sub, and I like a good club sandwich.
That's the one with the 3 pieces of bread, right?
Yeah. Cut, like
the toothpick in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just off the hand, those are subs or sandwiches that I really like.
Okay, it's a good list.
You know, Jimmy, we're probably going to be in agreement here on number one. I like a good Italian sub.
Yep.
Then I like a good cold sub. I like Subway. I go to Subway quite often, and even just the basic cold cut combo, you know, all loaded up with some veggies and is real good. And then I don't know. I might have to go with the aforementioned PB&J. That was number one.
PB&J, it's a classic.
It's just a good sandwich.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh well, that's a sandwich. That changes things.
Is a hamburger a sandwich?
You know what? I'll tell you what though. Hamburgers. I want to change my PB&J to a big thick bacon cheeseburger.
So a hamburger's a
Lots
sandwich?
of bacon. Yeah, I think a hamburger is a sandwich. I don't think
I was debating on putting a hamburger on the list because I wasn't sure like if it qualifies.
You know what?
In that.
I'm gonna change mine to a Italian beef sandwich from Chicago.
Oh, from like Portales or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my number. That might be my number one, but that's number three.
I heard good things about that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They had it
For
in
me,
Detroit.
yeah.
Oof.
For me, I think one is just any breakfast sandwich. I love like
Good
sausage, egg, and cheese, like a bacon, egg, and cheese. Something just like breakfast sandwiches. I love those. Two for me is a cheesesteak. That's because I'm from Philadelphia. I just love cheesesteaks.
Wait, I want to change my whole list.
And then three, which is what you guys said, Italian. I love a good Italian sub, man. That was
a good.
It has to be made right though. It can't just go to like some random place and get it.
Yeah,
but if the meat's good,
Jimmy, have you tried Baker's yet for an Italian sub?
No, we just had the pizza there.
Okay.
What are you doing, Jimmy? Try this up. Leave a review when you try it.
Yeah, right. I will. I'll have Keegan leave the review. I'm gonna write. I'll write another book.
To whom it may concern,
To whom
the Italian submarine sandwich with the whole wheat bread and the genuine salami that comes from the island of Sicily has been spectacular.
When you go back to look at your analytics on this video, when I read that review, you're
just
good tank.
I should do a voiceover of that part. So, hey, Jimmy's done this review at the 2 hour, 16-minute mark. You can fast forward.
I could see it in front of me, and I'm like, "You sure you want me? You sure?"
Well, you know, we thought it was going to be, you know, a few sentences. Next
I was not ready for your college thesis over here. I wasn't ready for that to come apart. I legit thought it was like a paragraph max. And then you're like, then you said, should I keep going? I'm like, whoa, he's still not done.
He's like, it's midnight, buddy. It's midnight.
And then he's like, okay, there's still 3 paragraphs. You want me to continue? No.
I'm sorry.
That's great.
This is a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for coming. Yes. Plug yourself away. People to make it to the end. Where can they find you guys? What should they click on to find you guys individually or together or whatever?
Go ahead, Ken.
Together, we are the Reseller Clickbait Podcast. We have new episodes that come out Monday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So check that out. We have a lot of fun on that show. And myself personally, I've started back up the Ken versus 10 on my channel. And I'm trying to do that on Wednesday afternoons at 4:00, kind of following a listing train with the RIN and then Angie and Kristen.
Well, that would be a Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday.
Did I say Wednesday again?
I was like, did you change the day already?
No, it's Tuesday afternoon. And so that's Ken versus 10. It's me trying to list items to beat my death pile in a week's sales. This week I added guests, and we're gonna do the recap show where I'm gonna add like a little bit of a game show element to it.
You pretty much have to send Ken a Star Wars object to be a guest on his.
You have to bribe He calls it a sponsorship. I call it a bribe.
Yeah, pretty much. If you want to be on that,
I'll make some new content here soon. I know I say that everywhere I'm at.
Don't hold your breath for that one, guys.
Yes.
I will link though Ken's channel. I'll link the Clickbait Podcast, and then I think there's like 2 more channels I got a link, Jimmy, right?
Yeah,
Right.
so I got Old School Flips is my main channel. That's my picking channel. That's when I go to yard sales, and it's similar to what Paul does on his main channel. It's all picking what I find at yard sales. And then I have my Old School Resale channel that I'm kind of getting back into, which is showing what I sold, more of a vlog, showing the stuff I sold that I found at the yard sale.
I like the little like chemistry you have with Sonia on that channel.
Yeah, and it
that's a lot
features
of fun to
Sonia.
watch.
So
Yeah,
That's-
my
that's-
wife
that's-
Sonia.
That's a big aspect of why that one's gonna probably explode.
So, yeah. She
And
sings
Roman
the
gave you
guitar.
a shout out today on his
Nice.
live, Jimmy, with like 8 people watching. So that is about to blow up.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna go viral like you did.
That's all it takes, right? Just get a couple of those shout outs from people that have 8 people watching, and it ends up.
That's great.
It was funny. You watched the chat, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I agree. This is great. They're great." And like, who the hell is Jimmy? That's why I just said thank you guys so much for coming on. This was a lot of fun.
Yes. Yeah,
appreciate it.
No, I keep saying I'll have you guys on in the future that everybody else that comes in, but I don't know about you two. I don't know if I can handle you two guys again in the future.
Probably just best off to have me. And then,
don't bring Jimmy in his reviews. Don't bring
we might do a review only Jimmy session.
Yeah, leave a
See how
review
that
of
works
my
out.
review.
There we go. Everybody in the comments, leave a review of Jimmy's review. We can read those in the future.